And good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Unfortunately, Shannon can't be with us this morning. He's got a musical gig he's going to be playing today, so he's going to be out earning some money to help feed the habit we all have. So you get to put up with me for another couple hours here. He might stick his nose in. I sent him the link just in case he got a chance to sneak in and say hi to everybody. So hopefully he might get a chance. If not, well, we'll be back, I believe, next week. Let's see. I got to check the calendar here because, next week we should be back. It's the following week, the 28th of June. We will not be having a show because that is the annual Strawberry Festival. So, and I'll be attending the Strawberry Festival as our family always does. It's a little local thing here in town, and they've been doing it for a number of years now. And it's like a little fair, little vending thing, great food and stuff like that. Trolley rides will take you around the town and whatnot, and a lot of fun. So anyway, you're putting up with me, but I've got lots of comics to show. So hopefully, I got some old ones, I got some new ones. Let's see, we got all kinds of things here we can show and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So just jump on in. We're going to bring in the peanut gallery here. I'm sorry, I was looking. I thought I knocked my little soda over here. So my soda is Warhead Sour Green Apple today. I love the sour green apple flavor. So it was like, oh, yeah. When they came out with these sodas, I was like, yes, I'm in. So, all right, let's bring in that peanut gallery. You guys waiting. Let's go. And if I could do things right, we would get you all in here. Where are the peanut gallery? Where's the peanut gallery thing? Ah, there it is. Okay.
Comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west, peanut gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near. Man, we're glad you're here.
And great to have you guys with us once again. Excuse me for my voice, morning voice here. So, hope all is going well with your weekend so far. Over here, it's raining today, so kind of a day. You know, lets my the arthritis in my shoulders know that it's still there. But hopefully, it's nice and sunny where you guys are, and we get to see some comics here. Let's start it off like we do with Anthony Perdue. All right. Anthony says this morning, he says, good morning, Peanut Peers, Cornflakes, and Lucy Owens, my second grade crush. Her classroom was across from mine. Our teachers were best friends. One day, my teacher was sick, and Lucy's teacher had my class in her classroom. I sat next to Lucy. The teacher asked everyone what their favorite breakfast cereal was, and Lucy said cornflakes. So when it was my turn, I said the same thing. I started telling Lucy why I liked cornflakes. She told me to shut up and turned away from me. Oh, no. I thought she hated me. I was walking home from school with my friends, George and Salvador, and Lucy was across the street. Salvador and I got into a little argument, so he started hitting me. I covered myself from his pounding fists. He wasn't really hurting me. He could hear Lucy yelling at him to leave me alone. Salvador stopped, and Lucy continued on her way home. George and Salvador started teasing me that Lucy liked me. Later that semester, when it was time to take our class photos, Lucy told me that she did like me, and that she always liked me, and that she was going to miss me. She was moving away. She only came to school that day to take her class photo. Oh. And before she left, she gave me a kiss. There you go. For the rest of that semester and throughout the summertime, I didn't like cornflakes. Sometimes when I'm in the cereal aisle at the market, I think about cornflakes and Lucy Owens. Teddy says hi to all his friends, and we'll catch the replay. Take care, everyone, he says. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. That's a lovely little story. That's awesome. Little puppy love there in high school. Nothing wrong with that, my friend. Nothing wrong with that at all. So thank you so much, Anthony, as always, for sharing memories from your childhood with us. Look forward to them every week. So thank you very much, my friend. All right. Now, next, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do this justice for Easy Comic Reader, because you know what's coming up next. This one's been on the burner for a few weeks, probably about a month now, and we haven't had a chance to get it together and get it knocked out. I'm going to give it a try today, so that's why you'll see my name. I posted the things in here. I forgot to do it last week, but the lyrics are posted in here right now. And we're going to give it a try here. I believe, let me see. This is from, this is an homage to Stevie Ray Vaughan. And what was the name of the song again? The House is Rockin', I believe. So thank you so much, Easy, for doing this. And I'm giving it my best shot, guys. Here we go. Well, if CBMs are rocking, don't bother knocking. Yeah, if CBMs are rocking, don't bother knocking. When CBMs are rocking, don't bother knocking. Come on in. Kick off your shoes, start losing the blues. These old boys got lots to peruse. Been subbed for years, you start spreading the news. We got room in the chat. Come on, baby, shake something loose. There we go. I know I didn't do it justice, but I tried, man. Easy. Thank you so much, Mike, for your comic stylings every week. Greatly appreciate it. Sorry it took so long to get to this one, but hopefully we did you proud, or I did you proud this morning. So thank you once again. Always look forward to them. So thank you, Easy. All right, what else is going on here? Let's see. Unfortunately, it appears Maranya isn't with us yet. I believe she's still having internet trouble. I didn't get a chance to send her off a little note. I wanted to send her off a little note this week, but it's been kind of crazy up here. So I will, if anybody knows a different update, please let me know about Maranya. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that she gets back online soon. So thank you for joining me in that, everybody. Appreciate that, and I'm sure Maranya will too. So, all right, let's see who else is in the peanut gallery this morning. We got I Am One of Us. How you doing, sir? Great to have you with us. Hope everything's going well. He says good morning to Rod and Shannon and the chat. And that's right. Great to have you with us, sir. And Scotty Z70, he says, while you're waiting, I have a haul video up yesterday. Oh, a new haul video. Cool beans. Everybody gets a chance. Check out Scotty Z70. Got a new haul video. Cool means. I'll try and take a look at that later on this afternoon. And he says, I'm uploading a Dr. Evil video. Oh, cool. I got a 2011 figure based on the Captain Action line. Yes, weren't the 1990s figures made by Playing Mantis? Yes, I believe they were, because I have several of them up there. And I have this is a replica from that time period. And yes, it is Playing Mantis. If you look right under his name, is Playing Mantis. Now, they did some then, and then they put out some other ones. Hold on. Right here. They started putting out some other ones, and I don't know if this is Playing Mantis or not. I'm looking to see. It does not say on here where I can find it here. It just says Marvel. So I don't know if Marvel did this. Oh, Dynamite Entertainment? Maybe? It looks like Dynamite Entertainment and CaptainAction.com. So, but like here's one of the I'll say the most recent, but it was like in the early 2000s with Cap. And then I've got a Thor one up there, but then I've got a lot of the ones from the 90s. The Green Hornet and Kato, Flash, Gordon. There was a few other ones. I can't see them. I got an Action Boy one, a replica. So, but this is a replica of very close to the one like I got back in 1968, man, for Christmas. I remember opening it up and seeing that, seeing that logo and everything. And man, it was the last present I opened because it was that was the one I wanted. So they kind of had it hid behind the last in the tree, under the tree. So it was the last thing I opened, and I was getting bummed, man. I was like, oh man, no Captain Action. And I opened up the end of the gift, the wrapped gift, and saw that, and I was like, yes. So, but very cool. Captain Action was one of my favorite toys as a kid. It was Captain Action, Major Matt Mason, and G.I. Joe. So yeah, cool beans. The Dr. Evil, man. Yeah, Captain Action. All about that. Oh, and what else he say? Scotty says, G.I. Joe, Captain Action, Zeroids. Yeah, that was another one. And Major Matt Mason. My favorite toys of the season. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Right there with you. Yeah, they were all great toys. I only had one of the Zeroids. I had the brown Zeroid. I didn't get the other ones, but those were still pretty doggone cool, man. They were a lot of fun. So, yeah, Scotty, I'm right there with you, brother. And Michael Taylor's with us. How you doing, Michael? Great to have you with us once again, my friend. I'm sorry, man. Like I said before, it gets dusty down here, and it doesn't take long for it to. I've been down here for about an hour now. Yeah, so excuse me and my throat clearing. He says, "Hey, Scotty, I don't remember how many I had, but I had the first generation of G.I. Joes in the 70s. Never had a Captain Action though. I wish I did. Yeah, G.I. Joe with the kung fu grip and the realistic hair. I remember those in the 70s. I had a few of those. We had a lot of G.I. Joes, a lot of G.I. Joe toys. I think if I had to rank them, me and my brother had the most G.I. Joe toys, and then next in line for us was Major Matt Mason. I had a lot of Major Matt Mason stuff. But yeah, G.I. Joes, man, they were huge. I like that, the whole thing with the white tiger and stuff like that. Oh, it was great Great stuff. Never had Captain Action. Oh man, you missed out on that one, Michael. It was just so cool because that you've seen the commercial, I'm sure, on YouTube and stuff like that, where the whole selling point of Captain Action was he could become your favorite superheroes. So it was pretty cool, and I'd still love to have some of those old sets, but they're pretty pricey nowadays. You can get like vintage sets of like Aquaman, Spider-Man, Captain America. Those were all ones. The one that has escaped me to this point is the Phantom. They did a reissue of the Phantom, I believe, in the early 2000s, I think it was. And I never did see that one anywhere. I did get the kibitzing. I think that is how you pronounce it, kibitzing, which was his nemesis. I did get that, but I never saw a Phantom one, so I never got a Phantom one. So there we go. Hey, Michael, this is very nice rhyming. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, my friend. And Scotty says, I had one when I was about 1 year old, and on my second Christmas, fuzzy blonde head. Yeah, there you go. G.I. Joe, man. Great American hero, fighting Cobra and Destro. That was what they did in the 80s. I never got into the G.I. Joes in the 80s. I was a 60s kid. So, and Missing Mars, Double M, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us once again. He says, morning, fellow comic nerds, and good morning to you, my friend. Hope all is well. And Michael Taylor says, I think it was the bearded G.I. Joe with dog tails. When you pulled, he would speak. Oh, yes, yeah, I remember. I did not have one of those. I did not have one of the talking G.I. Joes. No. So very cool indeed. And Andrew from Plants Printed Periodicals. How you doing, Andrew? Great to have you with us, man. He says, greetings and salutations, Recovering Rod, Shannon the Maestro, Dave Maranya, and the rest of you pulpy peanuts, he says. And great to have you with us, Andrew. Hope all is going well, my friend. Cool beans. Scotty Z70 says, was that explosion from what you ate last night? I'm not sure which explosion you're talking about, or if you're even talking to me. Michael says, I think I had the speaker on his back. Could be wrong though. No, I that sounds familiar to me. I only seen a couple of them, but I think that's where the speaker was. I think it was the holes for the speaker was in the back. I think you're right, Michael, if I remember correctly. And GM Rod, good morning to you too, Michael. Great to have you with us. And the professor is with us once again. Hey, Eric, how you doing, man? He says, what? No, Shannon, I want half my admission back. Well, you stick around too long and watch me, you'll want more than that back. You'll want all your money back. Say, I paid for that? What? Oh, man. Great to have you with us, Eric. As always, nice to see you in the peanut gallery, my friend. Michael Taylor says, good morning, fellow chatters. And Missing Mars, he's laughing hard right there already. He's laughing. And Jason, how you doing, Jason? Been talking with Jason most of the week, I think, here. So how you doing this morning? He says, good morning, Rod, and all the rest. And good morning to you, Jason. Be talking with you, I'm sure, later on this afternoon. So great to have you with us, Jason. Scotty says, comics are good. Older comics are better. I can't disagree with that. I cannot. Jason says, I want to talk about how Wally West is the best Flash. It's an ongoing running gag between me and Jason. He's a Wally West fan, and I'm a Barry Allen fan. So, and never the twain shall meet in agreement. Oh my gosh. It's so much fun though. Michael says, good morning, Shannon. I hope you have a great show. Yes, do we all. I think his gig starts, I think he has to be there by noontime. I think he is what he told me. So yes, we hope he has a great show, making money for the hobby he loves so much. And Scotty says, little soda, is that a mini soda? Nope, this is regular soda can of Warhead sour green apple soda, the unofficial sponsor this week. So, but yeah, I love that. For a while, hold on a sec. Excuse me. For a while, I was kind of hooked on this energy drink, the Monster drink, and they had a green apple flavored one, and I loved that. That tasted so good, and it also gave me energy. Believe it or not, an energy drink that actually gives you energy. However, I found out from my cardiologist that the caffeine level in it does not do your body any good. It helps shrink your blood vessels and stuff like that. And when you got some of the heart issues that I have, that's not a good thing to do. So I've been trying to kick that. So I got off it. I haven't had one in quite a while here, probably at least a week or two. But so I discovered this, and it's probably not a whole lot better for me, but it doesn't have the caffeine and whatnot. So it's that. And there's also I was going to say 7-Up. No, not 7-Up. Gatorade. That they make that has sour green apple flavor. And that's pretty good. So I might just switch all the way over to that because that's really good. And I can do without the sodium from the sodas. But I got to admit, this is really good. If you like sour candy type of thing, and I always did like sour candy, this is really good. So there we go. And Triple P says Wally is my favorite Flash as well. Oh no, they're ganging up him. They're gonna tag team me here. I'm ready. And Scotty says it's storming here since I woke up, thanks to lightning. Oh, I used to like. I still do. I still like the light shows for lightning, especially at night. You know. Although the last one we had, like last weekend, I think it was, there was one lightning strike somewhere real close to the house here, because it was an instantaneous crack. You know, the white out, and then it was boom. I mean, and it shook the house. So it had to be real close by. For our first thought, we got a big, huge acorn tree in our oak tree in our yard. And our first thought was, oh, it struck the tree. So we're out trying to stick our head around the thing to see if the tree was intact. It didn't strike the tree, but boy, it had to be close. So hopefully it'll be a nice, easy storm for you and get over quick. Triple P says 14 rainy Saturdays in a row here in Massachusetts. It's depressing. Oh, yeah. I know we've had quite a few, and from what I heard, it's supposed to be a pretty wet summer this year. So I guess there's going to be a lot of rain this summer. So I got to fix that there. So there we go. So that way I'm not like, oh, covered up under the thing there. So yeah, I understand, Andrew. Yeah, it's raining out here today. Kind of. Werewolf by lunchtime. Hey, great to have you with us, sir. He says, "What's up, guys? I hope everyone is well. We're well up here. Like I said, just enjoying a rainstorm up here, but that doesn't keep us from showing some comics, man. So stay tuned." And Michael Taylor says, "Rod, I'll do the line since Maranya and Jackson are not here." Cool beans. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that once again, my friend. You just throw it down anytime you want to see some comics. Let's see. I've got, like I said, I got a couple stacks here, the stack there. So I think I got enough to get us through a couple hours. So Scotty says cornflakes were your crush. They're not for me. I was not a cornflake fan. My cereal of choice for when I was a kid was Quisp and Quake. I started out liking them both, and then they changed Quake a little bit, and I just stuck with Quisp. And you can still buy Quisp from one of the makers. You can get it up here. I know I can order it through Walmart, and it comes out of the Midwest, and you can still get it, but it's very expensive for just a small box, But every once in a while, I crave it, and I'll order a box or 3. And excuse me. And it tastes, to me, it's one of the few cereals that tastes like it did when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, I used to take it, put it in the bowl, mash it up, right? Literally with my fist, mash it up into just crumbled pieces, and then put a little bit of milk in there, and it made it like a paste, and eat it. But it was so sugary good. Oh man. So Mike Taylor says, "How are you, werewolf?" Scotty says, "She sounds flaky." I'm not sure who the she is that you're. You must be. Are you referring to Lucy in Anthony's story? Werewolf by lunchtime says, "Just eating the odd human carcass as usual." Michael, how are you? Scotty says, "Good, because eating live humans is inhumane." Werewolf says, "I'm having cornflakes as usual." Michael, how are you? Oh, love it. Sounds like a corny love story. There you go. Okay, well. Werewolf says, "Carcasses are for lunchtime." There you go. Michael Taylor says, "Werewolf, enjoy." And Michael also says, "I'm good, thanks, Werewolf." And Jason says, "Cornflakes? No, sir. Frosted Flakes, please." Yeah, if I had flakes, it was Frosted Flakes. I'm with you there, Jason. Werewolf by lunchtime also says, "I had a lazy afternoon and watched Aliens. I was quoting every line." I've seen that once, I think. I don't think I've seen it again. I don't watch it again. Just haven't even seen it. I mean, not even on my TV grid or anything like that. But I do know what it's like to be watching a movie where you can quote every line. For me, that would be Tombstone from the 90s with Kurt Russell. My wife hates to watch it with me because I literally am quoting every line in the thing. And it's just for me, it was just such a great movie. So I understand where you're coming from, Werewolf. Scotty says, "Well, old ladies like frosted." Scott, and you won't need a hall pass for the video. There you go. I like the way hall pass. Yes, sir. And Michael Taylor says, "Rod, I think it's due to internet problems." Yeah, that's what I was told, and that's what I had heard. Hopefully, it's going to get better for her. So, and then we will welcome her back whenever she's ready and can come back. So, thank you, Michael. And he said, yeah. I'm with you. Triple P says, "That wasn't half bad attempt at SRV." Well, thank you, sir. You are too kind. Believe me. We lost another great artist this week, Brian Wilson. Oh, really? Oh, Beach Boys, right? Yeah, man. Wow. What is your favorite Beach Boys song? Mine is Sloop John B. Favorite Beach Boys song. Ooh. I think I'd probably have to go with that. I can't think of one. There was so many on that great album that I still have one of the albums. The one that folded out is like Sunshine something, I think. But I always liked Surfing USA. I did. I've never ever surfed in my life. I would probably break my neck if I tried because I never had that kind of coordination and balance, little on flat land, let alone on a moving wave. So, but yeah, I always loved the Beach Boys, and yeah, I would go with Surfing USA. I know that's probably well, everybody picks Surfing, but I did. I liked that song. I liked all the different uh, locations where they throw them into the song and stuff like that. So very cool indeed. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That stinks, man. Every time, and of course, it seems like it's fairly often now that I see like obituaries or tributes or stuff like that to people who had died. Loretta Swit had just died I think a week or two ago, and we watched MASH every night for about an hour, and it was just really saddened my heart because it's another piece of my growing up, because MASH was on when I was just a kid, and now she's gone, and it's sad. I notice that a lot more now, and it's just too bad. I know it's a part of life. Death is a part of life. I got all that, but man, it doesn't make it any easier to take, So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that about Brian, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. So, Scotty says, I decided to do Dr. Evil for my Sci-Fi Saturday. The new ones are by some other company. They show Captain America and a Red Skull on the back, and Thor and Loki. Yeah, I have Captain America, and I have Thor. I don't have either of the villains. They also made an Iron Man. They made a Wolverine. I think they made another Spider-Man, but I'm not sure. But I've seen a Wolverine one, and I've seen a Iron Man one back in the day, but I didn't grab those at the time. So I should have, but I didn't. But I got Captain America, man. I always liked Captain America because he came with the shield, and I always loved the shield. I got you can't see it, but I got my shield, my I'll tip you up there. There's my shield up there, hanging up there. That's one of the first versions of the shield. It's actually a real metal one with the leather straps on the inside. So, and now I screwed up my thing, but that's all right. There we go. Okay, we're back together here. Jason says, I grabbed a McFarlane Max Mercury figure at Walmart last. Oh, cool. I haven't seen a Max Mercury one. Awesome. Now I got to go to Walmart and look. That's cool though. I'm going to miss those McFarlane DC ones. He did a great job on both the Superpowers lines and those, I don't know what you call them, the deluxe line or whatever they're called, gold label multiverse, DC multiverse ones and stuff like that. I mean, they're really cool. And like I showed last week, I showed my Orion that I picked up, Hourman, and Nightmaster. Who'd have thought Nightmaster would have ever got an action figure? He appeared in what? 2 or 3 issues of Showcase, and then he appeared in Shadow Pack briefly, I guess, for that series run. But I mean, he's not a character that you would, think that had enough of a following to warrant having an action figure. But see, and when I see stuff like that, it gave me hope to see characters like I would have loved to see an Ultra, the multi-alien figure. That would have been cool to have one of those. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that never got it. I feel like Red Buttons from back in the 70s when he used to do the Dean Martin roast, and he'd say, there's a lot of famous people who never got a roast. Never got a dinner. I never got a dinner. And Adam, who once said, to God, I got more ribs, you got more broads. He never got a dinner. I don't know if you guys know that guy, but that's what I felt like. It was like, oh, he never got a figure. So, but I'll have to check that out. Thank you for that nugget of knowledge, Jason. And Scotty says, my Green Hornet suit is on a Neo-Hessian cyborg figure, I think. 12 inches, Micronaut time travel. I am not familiar with that. I'm Cyborg, I'm familiar with. That's about all I recognized in that. I think I got 2 of the Green Hornet ones, actually. I picked up 2 of them. I think they've got up there. And Michael Taylor says, Rod, great Captain Action Christmas present story. Oh yeah, that's one of my, that's probably the childhood memory that I will remember right up to the last moment, because Captain Action was a big deal for me as a kid. And man, that 68 was a magic year. It was 60, 66, 67, 68. Those 3 years are just, they were just magic for me as a kid. All the other years were too as well, but those were the ones because that's where I learned about superheroes, seeing them on cartoons, and then learning, what? They're in these things called comic books, and I can get some and read different stories. That's why I say it was a magical time for me. So yeah, thank you very much, Michael. Ranger Sly, a neighbor to the north. How you doing, Ranger? Great to have you with us. He says, good morning, with a little maple syrup on top for everyone. There you go. Thank you so much, Ranger. How you doing, man? Hope everything's going well north of the border up there. Thank you for hanging out with us in the peanut gallery once again. And Jason says, well, I'm an old guy, Scotty, so maybe I like old ladies as well as Frosted Flakes. Well, hey, we each got our own likes and dislikes, so hey, who are we to judge? Scotty says, frosted hair on the older ladies. Well, Jason says, not Rod. Old, though. Slightly younger old here. Yeah, he's not Rod old. Oh, no, easy young buck compared to me. There we go. Scotty says the suits for Captain Action cost more than the figures. Yeah, they were getting expensive, and that's why I didn't pick up the other ones like the Wolverine and the Iron Man and stuff like that. I really just wanted Cap and I wanted Thor because I like the accessories. I always loved Cap's shield, and I always loved Mjolnir. So those 2 things were a no-brainer for me to pick those up. Jason says, looking at the back of the room, the highest number I see on box is 39. What is the highest box number you have? I think I have like a 47. That's just what I've got numbered. And I'm still cataloging my collection. So I got at least 47 long boxes, and then I start in with I've got some long boxes that I don't even know what's in them, and then I got a ton of short boxes that I've been trying to slowly convert my long boxes into short boxes because, man, I ain't strong like I was when I was a young chicken. So I ain't even close to that anymore. So it gets kind of hard when I'm pulling down long boxes from that top shelf, man. Yeah, there's been a few times where I've almost gone on my backside because didn't have my balance right and whatnot, and it gets so heavy. So that's what I have. If you're looking for a count of comics, I am somewhere in the neighborhood of 25,000. That much I do know. I just cleared 20. It's either 20 or 21,000 in my inventory that I have logged into my inventory. So I've still got, like I said, I've still got much more to go. And it's just, you never have the time. I'm retired and I'm supposed to have plenty of time, but I don't, So Werewolf says, I had an action man growing up in England and had regular British soldier, deep sea diver, a Jeep, and a tank. Oh, cool. Best toys ever. Yeah, man, they sound cool. Action Man, I vaguely remember that, though. So, oh, wow. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that, Werewolf. Great story. Scotty says, I was talking about the explosion in the intro video. Bad joke, no worries. I'm sorry, Scotty. I'm not I'm not as with it as I should be, probably. So I apologize, my friend. And Michael Taylor says dolls. Ah, yes, because they used to be called dolls. Long before action figure term was invented, they did call them dolls. Michael says that's what we called them back in the day. Yes, yes, sirree. Yeah. Scotty says, well, on Leave It to Beaver, Ward had Beaver's teddy bear. Ward called Beaver's teddy bear a doll. There you go. See? Jason says, a running joke about the Flash. You caught that, did you? Very good, Jason. I strongly remember that episode because I never considered a teddy bear as a doll, says Scotty. And Michael thinks he's ready for some comics, so let's show some comics. All right, let's see. What do I want to start with? Why don't I start with my what's new? What's new to me? Okay, so here we go with what I picked up recently. I picked up. Let's see here. Hold on. I picked up this facsimile of Fantastic Four number 6. So I like to pick up these whenever I can because I will never own this again. I owned it once, but I will never own it again, especially in the shape that I had it. So I picked these up. And it's a bittersweet remembrance of the time when I had those. This I do still have in my collection, however. This is number 48, The Coming of Galactus. However, this obviously is much better than my copy. So, but this is cool. This way I can read the story. I can pull this out and read the story rather than taking out and overhandling my vintage copy. So that's why I like the facsimiles, because it allows me to keep the old ones safe. So, and from the new comics, I picked up Justice League, the Atom Project, number 6. And I picked up 2 of these. I don't know why I picked up 2. I wasn't paying attention. I think one came from my pull list, and then I had pulled one off the new comic shelving at the comic store before I got my pull list. But it's JSA number 8. Love the JSA fighting Wotan. And Justice League Unlimited number 7. Looks like, is that Gorilla Grodd? Looks like it might be. Alrighty. And this one is new. I figured I'd pick this up. I haven't read a good story of this character in a while, so I figured I'd give this a shot. It's by Marvel. It's The Death of the Silver Surfer. So they're killing off another character that I grew up with. Oh, I don't get it. All right. And then the last of the new ones I picked up was Defenders of the Earth. Defenders of the Earth. Number 7. Very cool. So, all right. And then the fellow threw in, the owner of the shop threw in a couple of freebies. Sinestro number 1. I know nothing about this. First time I saw it was when he put it in the bag. So, and then this one here is Uncanny X-Men number 2. Again, I don't know anything about the series or what's going on with it. So, okay, that's pretty cool. On the back, they got like these Legos, but look at the Hulk one. He towers over everybody. That would be cool. I'd have to go hunt down the Hulk one. That would be neat. And speaking of Hulk, I picked up this is Jim Rugg, Hulk design. And this is the Monster Variant Edition cover. But it's an homage to that classic Hulk cover with Wolverine. That was then immortalized on screen by Deadpool versus Wolverine. Or Deadpool and Wolverine, whatever it was. Okay. And I picked up this one here. This is Hulk. And I'm looking for the Hulk number 10. Great cover with the original Defenders together again. It's just a great cover. And it's a part 1 of a second one. On the other side, whoops, on this side, there's a cover issue with the villains. And I believe I have the villains one, but I don't think I had this one. So very cool. And then I found some early Astro Cities that I needed by Kurt Busiek and an Homage Comics. There's number 5. And if anybody was looking for a pretty cool series to read, I suggest Astro City. It's very good. It has their own. It's like its own, its own world and mythology and all that stuff. But they have a golden age, they have a silver age, they have a bronze age of characters and stuff like that, and they present them throughout the stories. It's really good. It's really good. Whoops, and it's not good when it falls on the floor. How about you stay right there? That would be nice. Thank you. And then we got number 4. Astro City. Howler Mouse. Tim, he introduced this to me a long time ago, and boy, was I glad he did, because I really fell in love with that series. Highly recommend it if you get the chance and you're looking for something different. So then I picked up some more of the Man-Thing, which I'm trying to fill in. I picked up number 18. And number 21. So there's 2 more off the list. And then this one, I didn't remember seeing this on the rack. This series. And it's a reprint series. One of those Bronze Age reprint series, like Marvel Double Feature or Marvel Triple Action, those type of things. And it's Marvel Spectacular, number 1. Reprinting Thor, obviously. And probably some Journey into Mystery, maybe. So I thought that was pretty neat. So I picked that up just for a little nostalgia's sake. And then this was brought to my attention at the end of last week's show when we went off the air by my partner in crime, Shannon. He showed me this, and I'm like, oh, yes, I definitely got to pick this up. And it's the latest issue of Back Issue put out by Tomorrows. It's number 159, but it's about 40 years of Crisis, the 40th anniversary of Crisis. and some great articles in there. There's also some books in there. They go into a lot of the ancillary books that were had something to do with the original Crisis and stuff like that. And there's a couple that I did not realize existed that now I have to hunt down. So, but it's very, very cool. Let me show you. I'll take it out so you can see a little bit of this. Is really good. I'm so thankful. Thank you, Shannon, for showing me this. But I mean, they show a lot of these. These are like books that are have something to do along the lines of it. Remember the Silver Age run that they did, and not real Silver Age, the title Silver Age. Stuff like that. And of course, they get into some of the behind the scenes stories of why things happened and stuff like that with the Crisis. And I know, folks, there are folks who, not big on Crisis. The way I look at Crisis, because believe me, I was not thrilled when they killed Barry Allen. I wasn't thrilled when they killed off Dove or Nighthawk. Those characters. I like those characters, But the way I look at Crisis is, for me, it was like a standalone Elseworld event type of thing. That's the way I look at it. I compartmentalize it in my head as far as my comic book collection goes. So I thought it was a great story. I really did. Other than it being in canon, as they say, and killing off some of my favorite characters, but it's great. It does have a lot of information and stuff like that. So if you are a fan or like Crisis, or you're a completist like this, I'd like to get this Comics Interview number 26. I never saw that. It's right over here, and it's an interview talking about the Crisis and stuff like that. So that's something I'll have to hunt down. So with Marv Wolfman. So cool beans. But it's just great. And it talks about, the multiverse before the Crisis and stuff like that. So highly recommend it. Just what I've read so far, this is an awesome, awesome book and a good resource for anything, any questions you might have and stuff about Crisis and stuff like that. Very cool. So I thank Shannon for hipping me up to this. So cool beans. So, alrighty. So let's see. What else can I show here? Let me just move these before they all fall. That would not be good. So, all right. Okay. I got a short stack of another cool series that I enjoy. The Invaders. Here's number 11. And number 12. With Spitfire. It's so nice, you gotta have it twice. So, and number 13 with the Golem. Number 14. Is that the Liberty Legion? Nope, the Crusaders. Make way for the Crusaders. I always liked it when they introduced Golden Age characters or new characters that I had never heard of and stuff like that. So stuff like this was really cool to me. Number 16. A great cover. If we could, there we go. And number 17. Number 18, which is really cool. This, I believe this is, I think this is a Gil Kane cover. Sure looks it. But it's got the Mighty Destroyer in there, which is a character I always wanted to learn more about. So every once in a blue moon, he would pop up in a story. And then number 19, right here. So there we go. There's some classic Invaders. Don't fall off, please. Thank you. Just stay right there. Okay. All right, let's go back to the chat and see what's going on with the Peanut Gallery. We got, thank you, Michael, for providing the line this week. Greatly appreciated as always, sir. Thank you. And Jason says, that is quick humor, huh? Yes. But a punch. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I'm a Pepsi Max guy. Do you have Pepsi Max in America? I don't know. Because I've never really been a big Pepsi or Coke guy. Of the two, I would choose Pepsi. Because Coke always seemed to burn my throat more than Pepsi did. But I always liked the flavored drinks. Like I'd like grape soda, orange cream soda, root beer, those type of sodas, more so than just your standard Pepsi or Coke. So, but I would think we have it. I would think so. Scotty says they had some sour chocolate on clearance at Walmart. It was good. It was chocolate with sour filling. Oh, okay. For a second there, I wondered where you were going with that, Scotty. My wife is the chocolate person in the household. She loves chocolate. Me, I like Reese's peanut butter cups, and once in a while I might get the odd other chocolate bar. But I have to obviously watch what I eat as far as any kind of candy and stuff like that. So, but Reese's was my downfall, man. I used to love those big Reese's, the ones that were like this big. You see them a lot of times at Christmas time, and they're huge. I would, excuse me, I would take them. Doggone it. I apologize for that. Little coughing fit. I forgot where I was. Oh, with those big Reese's, when I used to get those at Christmas time, I'd pry all the chocolate off and just eat that peanut butter patty that was inside. Oh, man, I could eat that all day long. I just love that peanut butter stuff that's in the middle of the Reese's peanut butter cup. So, Jason says, I don't think so, Werewolf. Is Max the low sugar Pepsi? Ranger Sly says, I'm joining Hot Rod on the Barry Allen side. All right, there we go. I guess we all love the version we grew up with. Yes, exactly. I'm right there with you, Ranger. I believe that too. It's pretty much what you grew up on. You have that nostalgic love for, and it's always going to be that's your guy because that's the guy you grew up with and stuff like that. Absolutely. Michael Taylor says stormy weather. Scotty says I live in the birthplace of Pepsi, and yes, Max is their diet brand with vitamins. It's okay, Werewolf by Lunchtime, the Carolinas. Okay, so Scotty's saying we do have it, I guess, or at least in the Carolinas. So I got to be honest. Although I did buy what was it, Coke recently that I bought, because there was one that they put out every once in a while, and it's made with real cane sugar, not the fructose corn syrup or whatever stuff. And everybody would say that it tasted better. And I've never been a big Coke guy, but I wanted to try it. I tried it, and to be honest with you, I didn't notice the difference. So the experiment was a dud for me. But those who like it, more power to you. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, no sugar Pepsi, Jason. Yep, there was no sugar. Scotty says, I remember Quisp, the cartoon character. It was at the Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty, I assume, would be a grocery store. If I read that right, let me know if I am wrong. And Scotty says, I ate a lot of Captain Crunch peanut puffs. Captain Crunch was, believe it or not, Captain Crunch was my second favorite. Because of when they came out with the Crunch Berries. Oh my gosh, man. I loved the Crunch Berries one. And then later on they came out with all berries, where it was just the berries. That was really good. So I can understand why you'd like that. Captain Crunch, the peanut butter crunch is big in our house. My wife and I both like it a lot. So every once in a while we'll pick some up. So Jason says, as long as no one says Bart was their favorite Flash Ranger, he says. I'm sure Bart has his following, So Bart is like way off my scale, way off my radar for Flashes. Oh. And Robert Harrison, another neighbor to the north. How you doing, Robert? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, regular coffee makes your prostate enlarge. Decaf coffee does not. I think I drink decaf only 1 cup in the morning. I did not know that about decaf. I've never been a coffee drinker. I tried because I thought it was the adult thing to do. You get to that point, it's like, I'm going to be an adult. I think I should drink coffee because that's what adults do. No, never liked the taste of it at all. So, nope, never been a coffee drinker. So, but my wife, every once in a while, she'll have a coffee, but not too often. So, and Scotty says, Lucy, cornflakes, flaky, pun, but there you go. My nose is running down here. And if my nose runs to normal, I'll probably have a bloody nose shortly. Just tons of fun. And Ranger Sly says, howdy, Bob. And Bob says, I drink decaf Coke also. There you go. Yeah, I guess the caffeine is not really good for you. Although I got to admit, when I drank those Monster drinks, man, I felt great. I really did. It gave me energy, and which is, like I said, what it was designed to do, I guess. But so Scotty says cornflakes tasted like cardboard. Frosted Flakes tasted like sugar-coated cardboard. Oh, and Robert Harrison says, howdy, Sly Ranger. Ranger Sly. And Southern Comic Geek, hey, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us. He says, what's up, folks? I'll be a Huckleberry. There you go. Tombstone, baby. Great movie. Love it. So thank you for joining us and hanging out in the peanut gallery, Southern Comic Geek. Greatly appreciate it, man. Hope your Saturday's going well. Mike Taylor says, you disappoint me, werewolf. Werewolves are supposed to eat carcasses. And Scotty says, nah, that is now the second time someone mentioned Tombstone today. I guess I should get out the Laserdisc player and play it today, even though it is Sci-Fi Saturday, not Western Wednesday. Well, there you go. You can shake things up a little bit, Scotty. I love those Westerns, man. Man, Tombstone was really good. Of the two that came out at the time, there was Tombstone and Wyatt Earp. They came out. Kevin Costner played Wyatt Earp. Excuse me, in the Wyatt Earp movie. Of the two, I always thought Tombstone was the better one. I don't know whether it was more action or what. It was just I just enjoyed it more. So not that anybody asked, I guess, but but I did. Jason says, "Okay, Scotty, we will buy your Cookie Crisp and buy you Cookie Crisp instead." Oh, and Werewolf by Lunchtime says, "Sorry, Michael, I will try to do better while trying not to get arrested." Yes, that carcass eating can get you in all kinds of troubles. He says, Scotty says, I like Cookie Crisp, but the shape of them always makes my gums feel weird after I ate them. I don't know why, he says. And Robert Harrison says, I don't eat sugar cereals. I understand. No, I don't eat them all that often. I used to eat cereal regularly, but I don't anymore. The cereal I got up there right now, what is it? Is it Nut Bran Crunch? Raisin Nut Bran Crunch or something like that, I think, is what I've got up there right now on top of the refrigerator. So, Werewolf by Lunchtime says, California girls, good vibrations. Yeah, all good choices, man. All good choices. Michael Taylor says, yes, Brian Wilson, 81, Beach Boys, had a great, yeah, I really did enjoy the Beach Boys. Still do. Ranger Slice says, Brian Wilson was a musical genius. My favorite Beach Boys song is God Only Knows. Cool beans. Nice choice. Scotty says, love Beach Boys. They were featured on one of my favorite movies of my youth, Flight of the Navigator. My dad liked them. I surfed. It's not just music. It's life. Yeah, I could see that for people who were lucky enough to be able to have the skill to surf. Like I said, it wasn't me. Not that there's a whole lot of places around here, Maine, to surf. I could go into New Hampshire with Hampton Beach, and I know they surf down there, but I was never a surfer. But I love the beach, man. I just always loved the beach. Still do. We live 20 minutes from a big beach here, York Beach in Maine. And we try to go 2 or 3 times during the summertime. It doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot of stuff to do and stuff like that. But I always loved the beach. I just always loved the beach. My mom used to take us up to the beach and stuff. So that was a lot of fun, man. Memories, man. Jason says, no Kokomo lovers here but me. Kokomo, yes, I like Kokomo. I'll give you that one, Jason. I like Kokomo. Kokomo was playing big when me and my wife got married, and we were down in Florida for our honeymoon, and that song would play, I think, like every other song on the radio. Would be Kokomo, and I do like it. So whenever I hear that, it brings back some really great memories of Florida in 1988, baby. So cool beans, Jason. And Michael Taylor says 81 or 82. And Scotty says, I wish they all could be Carolina girls. Ranger says, Kokomo is another favorite, Jason. There you go. Ranger joining me. And you? Jason saying, the thing about Death Rod with celebrities and artists like that is to remember their works. They leave so much on our lives through television, songs, and movies. So, yeah, You are so correct. You are so correct, Jason. I was a child of the TV growing up. The TV played heavily into me as a kid. Things that I enjoyed. It introduced me to things. It opened up my mind, my creativity, and stuff like that as a kid. So yeah, you are correct. Through television, songs, movies. Yeah, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree with that, Jason. You are correct. Jason is probably my favorite Beach Boys song, Ranger. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Scotty says, Michael Taylor says, Scotty, California girls. There you go. Scotty says, not here. We are the Carolinas. I'm near Myrtle Beach, just over the line, he says. Robert Harrison says, my favorite Beach Boys song is Wouldn't It Be Nice? Do, 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 do. I like that one too, Robert. I like them all. Who am I kidding? I like them all. And he's throwing down another line, so let's throw up some more books. Let's see. What do I want to show? How about some... Also, we'll go with some mixed war stuff. And how about that? Let's see. I don't think I showed these recently. I hope I didn't. If I did, I apologize. So, here we go. We got Weird War Tales, number 3. Nice cover there. Starting to see. Is that Kubit? Yes, it is. Joe Kubit. And Weird War Tales number 36. One of the, as Shannon says, one of the lost giants. And number 75. And number 112. With Medusa and the Creature Commandos, which are getting quite popular now. All right, then we got some Our Army at War. This is number 222. Is there such a thing as a bad Joe Kubit cover? Because I haven't seen one yet. It is number 219. Then we got Battle Classics with, let's see, Johnny Cloud, Sergeant Rock, who is the mysterious man in the iron suit, Jeb Stewart in the haunted tank. And another lost giant. Our Army at War, number 280, with Sergeant Rock. And GI Combat, number 197, with the haunted tank. We got Men of War, number 4. Another, when I think of war comics, I first think of Enemy Ace. I really love that character, but I love these characters almost as much. And it's the Losers from Our Fighting Forces, number 136. I like the fact that they're just kind of thrown together. From some of the DC war books, like Johnny Cloud and stuff like that. Star Spangled War Stories from 106. I believe this is part of the what was it? The war time where in the land time forgot or something like that. I can't remember the whole thing. But it's got another dinosaur cover. And then I got Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter, issue number 1. And how many of you guys out there, if any of you, I know like Dr. Von Chilla does, I know Shannon does. Do you guys, they have your own stamp? So, I think, yeah, it was Dr. Von Chilla, I believe, that inspired me to do that, where you put a stamp of your own collection, and then if you gift a book, send a book to somebody and stuff like that, it's kind of like your own, adding your own pedigree type of thing to it, type of thing. So I'd be curious if any of you other folks out there do that. Here is a digest, DC Special Blue Ribbon Digest with Legion of Superheroes. This is number 1. Oh, Legion of Superheroes. And then we got a DC 100-page Super Spectacular. This is DC number 14, DC 14 with Batman. This has a really cool wraparound cover, too. You know what? Let's take it out and show. Don't just talk about it. Let's take it out and show it. Okay, so here's this side. And then here's the other side. Very cool. And then inside you got the index, the table of contents. So just looking to see if they looking for some house ads. See if we can find some cool house ads in here. Well, I'm coming up short. They have just there's not a whole lot of ads in this period. Well, there's a house ad for Secret Origins. Right there. Another Bronze Age great series. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Not a whole lot of ads in this book at all. Wow. That's incredible. I did not realize that. So it's a very cool book, though. I remember my first copy of this, and it is long gone because I read the cover off it, But I can remember bringing it to school and showing it to one of my friends, Greg Stevens. I remember showing it to him on there. So very cool. And another DC 100-page Super Spectacular Batman. This is DC 20. So it's got the Spectre in it, Dr. Midnight, Blackhawk. Who's that on? Black Canary? Or as I was a kid, I used to say Black Canary. I don't know. I don't know why. Must have been all them paint chips I ate. I don't know. All right. So let's get back to the peanut gallery once again. Let's see. There we go. Thank you, Michael, for the line today. Appreciate it once again, my friend. And Scotty says, I hope that Mattel will still make Superpowers when they take over. Superpowers is great. I enjoy those. I especially like it when they make the obscure heroes and stuff like that, because I don't know. I got to be honest. I'm very sick and tired of seeing Superman and Batman and as the primary figures. Give me some other ones. Give me a McFarlane Eclipso. Give me like I said, Ultra, the whatchamacallit, the multi-alien. Give me Buona Beast. Buona Beast. I'd buy it, man. Buona Beast. That would be cool. Jason says, let's get Rod going on after the line. Kyle Rayner is the best. We're going to start with Kyle now. Oh, man. You're killing me, Jason. You're killing me. He knows that Hal Jordan is my Green Lantern. He's the one I grew up with. He is the man. The greatest ring slinger of all. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Rico is meowing loudly because I'm taking too long to feed him. I feed him. He eats 2 bites. Oh, wow. That's it? He just wanted 2 bites and then walks away, right? Why, that little fur ball. Scotty says, Hal is the best, but I like most of the Green Lanterns. Even Guy Gardner. I don't mind Guy Gardner. Whoops. And I'm only moving that because I pulled some Green Lanterns to show. So I got some of my oldest Green Lanterns to share when we do the next line. So even Guy, because he's so funny. Yeah, that whole blah era of JLA, I enjoyed the Guy Gardner character, the whole one punch thing with Batman. Great stuff. Great stuff. Hey, Iggy Pop, how you doing? Whoops. My phone. There we go. We got to get the true ring going. He says, hey, Hot Rod, well, Higgy, how you doing, man? The Higmeister's in the peanut gallery once again. Great to have you with us, Higgy. He says, hello, peanut gallery. Hope your Saturday's going well, my friend. The hardest working man in videos right there, Higmeister. So Werewolf says, Higgy, he's giving the big wave. And Jason says, I love Guy, every version. There you go. I might even have a version of him in there, in the stack. Scotty says, I'll always remember my last Christmas, 4th grade, opening the 3 Micronaut aliens and the 3 black hole robots and the Star Wars droid factory. Such a great Christmas. There you go. Sounds like great memories, too. So cool beans. Thanks for sharing that with us. And Michael Taylor says, hey to Higgy. And Diabetic Superman. Hey, DS, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. He says, morning, everybody. And good morning to you, sir. Hope all is well. And we got Higgy Pop saying, old Rod, Hot Rod singing like a lark. Well, I don't know if I'm singing like a lark. Maybe that lark's got some issues. Oh, probably more like a loon, right? Loony. Oh, cool bees. Michael Taylor says, I don't think I have a favorite Beach Boys tune. It would be very difficult to pick one from this band. Totally understand that, because like I said, I like them all. I really do. That album, man, and I wish I could remember what it was. I think it was a Sunshine. It says something Sunshine, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But it has all great hits on it, all the great hits and stuff, and it's just fun. When I hear a Beach Boy tune, I don't care if it's raining out. I've got some sunshine. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. When I hear their tunes, it's like just in my head, it's sunny out. Sunny and 80 degrees, baby. Scotty says, nope, all their songs are great. There you go. I agree with you. Scotty says, hey guys, I'm playing a Disney game and I just got Carl the robot. What franchise is he from? He looks vaguely familiar. I am not familiar with that. If anybody can help Scotty out with an answer for that, please jump in the chat here and let him know. Jason says, meet the Robinsons, Scotty. Well, that was quick. There you go. Good job. And Scotty says, how are you? How are you don't, Robinson? How are you don't, Robinson? Okay, I'm lost. Scotty says, oh, the movie, Meet the Robinsons. Ah, there we go. And August Acidic, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us, Double A. He says, greetings, CBM Clubhouse. There you go. The Peanut Gallery is here, and great to have you on board, sir. Hope your Saturday's going well. And Scotty says, I got the foil facsimile of the FF6 on Thursday, and number 5 because I went to my LDCS earlier last month. Cool beans. Yeah. Scotty says, I also got number 48, but she didn't have the foil. Did it even have a foil? I did not see one with a foil. I just saw just the regular cover at my local comic shop, so I did not see the foil one. But I think it seems like they make a foil one for all of them, right? So I would think there would be one for it, but I do not know for sure. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, my silly brain doesn't agree with floppy facsimiles, but my weird brain allows me to read old trade paperbacks. I don't know why. Hey, whatever works, right? Whatever you enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that at all, Werewolf. So, cool beans. I was one that I was never, I don't think I have, I'm trying to think, I don't think I have any trades because, and I know for me, it's just that I'm an old fart, as far as collecting goes. I grew up on the single issues. So that's what I need my fix on. I just like the feel of them, the smell of them. Because it's the same. It takes me back. Everyone that I open up like that, and it takes me back to being a kid. That's what I did. They feel the same. The paper might be different, Baxter paper and blah blah blah. It's not newsprint anymore, but essentially, it's the same feeling when you're sitting there and you open up a comic and start reading. It takes me right back, man. I'm 8 years old, reading, Silver Surfer or the Avengers or Incredible Hulk or Justice League of America, Brave and the Bold, great stuff. So, it doesn't matter why you enjoy it. You just enjoy it, man. Crazy Hungarian Joe. Hey, Joe, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, hope everyone is safe and healthy this morning. Good morning to Rod and Shannon and all the peanuts. And good morning to you, sir. I caught a little bit of your show last night. Joe's got a Friday night show that he puts on live every week. Had a group of 6 awesome people on there last night. I caught it when Triple C, Rob, was on there and he was showing books, and I tuned in right at the right time because some of the books he was showing had go-go checks on them. So they were Silver Age go-go checks from DC. So I was like, oh, cool beans, perfect timing. So I watched a little bit, but unfortunately I was tired and I had to go to bed. But I will be watching the rest of it, dude. So if you get a chance, everybody, check out Crazy Hungarian Joe. On Friday nights, he does that live show, so check him out. And Michael Taylor says it's crazy that they are still killing off characters. Yeah, I agree with you. I know everybody knows the Silver Surfer's going to come back, going to be back. It's just a thing to try and boost sales or something, and it's just like, wow, it's an old trope. Can you do something else? How about just write some good stories with the character and not kill him off? That's what I would like. Werewolf says, hey, CH. And Crazy Hungarian says, Werewolf. Oh! Werewolf, he's laughing. Jason says, Astro City is phenomenal. I couldn't agree with you more, Jason. Always enjoyed it. Ever since Tim introduced me to it, Howler Mouse, I really enjoyed it. I even picked up I don't think I have access to it right off. One of the few action figures they put out for that series. I got the Confessor action figure. So it's pretty cool. I wanted to have the, I can't think of what the clown one was, where Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box. I wanted to get the Jack in the Box one. That would have been pretty neat. Double A says, the Defenders of the Earth you showed had Mandrake, whose movie serial I watched starring Warren Hull. Aha, there you go. Everything comes around, baby. Defenders of the Earth. Yeah, I love all the characters from the Defenders of the Earth. That cartoon was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I love the Phantom. He's my favorite out of all of them. I like the Phantom. Probably Mandrake would be my next favorite. Because I was always fascinated by magicians. I was a big Harry Houdini buff. Still am to a certain degree, but always, anything I could get my hands on to read about Harry Houdini, I would, because it fascinated me that here is somebody who could get out of locks and chains and stuff like that. Just, to me, that was just an incredible skill to have. In case you ever got locked up, who knows? But awesome, Double A. Jason says, yes, Meet the Robinsons movie, Scotty. He's the servant bot. There you go. And Jason laying down the line again. All right, I'm going to show my Green Lanterns. How's that? I'll show some of these Green Lanterns right here. All righty. I don't know how far behind in the chat I am here. But all right, here we go. The earliest Green Lantern I have right here, number 6. And it's got one of my favorite, I don't know what you call him. He doesn't get a whole lot of FaceTime characters. Tomar-Ray. Yeah, here it is, number 6. Love Tomar-Ray. Oh, well, these are not in order. So, holy cow. They are way out of order. All right, and then we got, let's see. I know these aren't in order because I know I'm missing some right here. All right, well, I'll just show what's in this stack. So here we go with number 18. That's Sinestro. It's almost like a Joker cover with him standing in that pose and get the ha 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 going on. Here we go with number 19. And number 20, teaming up with my guy, the Flash. I love that. The power battery thing. I've got one of the replicas. It's right behind the monitor I'm looking at right now. If you want to see it, let me know. I'll pull it out. Let's see. This one here, do I have a number on it? I don't know what number this one is because this is one of those ones that they took the logo off, probably to return it and get money back for it. But I do not know which one it is. So, it's got to be 21 because it's between 20 and 22. So it's got to be 21. But that's one that'll need to be upgraded. See if I can get a whole cover on there. Here is number 22, Master of the Power Ring. Looks like the Power Ring is showing the Master who's who. Right cross. Boom. Right to the jaw. Here we go with number 23 with the Threat of the Tattooed Man. Popeye's cousin. trying to get it so don't have the glare on it. I apologize for that. Here's number 24. Here's another one that needs to be upgraded. Let's see. This is number 25. War of the Weapons, because this is a coverless, but the story is intact. Number 26 with Star Sapphire. Number 27, and this has got a stamp on it from Red's Bookshop in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. So if anybody's been there or knows of it, this book came from there at some point and somehow wound up in my collection. Here's number 28 with The Shark. There's a radio station around here that's called The Shark. They play like 60s and 70s and 80s. Let's see, number 29. Half a Green Lantern is better than none. As long as it's the half with the ring. What was that, Black Hand? Let's see. All right, number 30. A Tunnel Through Time. Oh, let's see. Oh, another one. That was, what number was that? 20. No, that was 30. Okay. Here we got number 31. He's selling power rings. Power rings for sale. Here's number 32. Being sucked into the battery. I love this cover. Number 33 is I really like this cover. The Dr. Light. So, whoa. Don't fall. Don't fall. Here we go, number 34. I think that's a space dinosaur. Number 35. Yeah, this is another cool looking cover too. Number 36. Another upgrade needed here. This is number 37. The Spies Who Owned Green Lantern. Here's number 38. Number 39. The fight for the championship of the universe. Oh, got a little wrestling action going on. The Green Gladiator versus Brutus Force. The Intergalactic Championship. And this is a classic. This is the number 40. Got the Guardians of the Universe in there. Got Hal Jordan, but you also got Alan Scott. Very cool. And number 41, again with Star Sapphire. And then these two are kind of oddball because they're way off. I don't know why. I must have had them out for some reason at some point. This is number 75. Earth will die. And number 81, done by my favorite comic book artist, Neil Adams. It's Green Lantern, Green Arrow, guest starring Black Canary in The Population Explosion. That was a great run by Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil in the Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Very cool. So, all right, there we go. That was that there, right there. So we'll put those over there. Now let's get back to the Peanut Gallery. Thank you once again, Michael, for keeping me in line, keeping things going. Scotty says, "Oh, cool, thanks." And Double A says, "Those Man-Thing issues you showed were all right, Rod, but my favorite swamp creature is still Solomon Grundy." Yeah, I love Solomon Grundy. I'm with you. I love Solomon Grundy, man. Very cool indeed. You are not alone, Double A. Mike Taylor says, "Very cool back issue. I need to start buying some of those Tomorrow mag titles like back issue." I know there's so many great. If you go and look, I can't because it drives me crazy. But I look at what they have for back issues, back stock of those issues, not just back issue, but all their magazine. And there are so many ones that I want to get, and it's just like, and then it gets overwhelming. It's like, I need to win the lottery in order to get all these books. But something like that, I was so glad that Shannon shared that with me because I do like stuff like that with the Crisis and stuff like that. So I mean, I can't recommend that. And I've only read just two articles in there, but they were phenomenal. It was very incredible, very informative, and it's going to make me spend money. So, but definitely, yeah, I understand, Michael. The time to do it is around Christmas. If you get any extra Christmas money from folks, and put it towards a subscription and get a subscription. That's what I had to do the last time I had a subscription. Excuse me. Got the hiccups now. So that's the way I have to deal with it. I have to wait until either a birthday or Christmas to do it. So Scotty says, "People that don't like Crisis are in a crisis." I see what you did there, Scotty. What? My face is back again. There we go. Well, let's still see. I can't get it just high, just enough. There we go. All right. There we go. And Werewolf by Lunchtime, he says, "I hear they are struggling because they went through Diamond. They put out great magazines, which are impossible to get in Australia. I have a few, but I want them all." I don't blame you, Werewolf, because they put out so much great stuff. They really do. It's just phenomenal, And like I said, every time I go back and I look either on their site or when I buy one of the magazines and look through they have their back issue ordering and stuff. And I just read through them and I'm like, oh, I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. I'm like you. I just have to admit it. I want them all. So I agree with you, Werewolf. Scotty says, but Crisis gave us Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, and other Charlton heroes. Yes, that was their first appearance after DC bought them. That was one of the biggest selling points for me, was knowing that they were going to be in there. And that is one of the main reasons why I was really psyched to see Crisis before it came out, was because I wanted to see number one, Blue Beetle. I was a Blue Beetle guy. I liked Blue Beetle, but I didn't have a whole lot of Blue Beetle issues or anything like that. But knowing that they had the chance to show up there and interact with DC heroes, that was really cool to me. So I understand, Scotty. He says, Blue Beetle, a Blue Bullet, looks like the guy that fought Metal Men in the 70s. Yeah, he could have been in that. Double A says, in the Crisis on Infinite Earths, Rod, did it include Immortal Man? Because I don't remember seeing him. I do not recall seeing him. Not right off the top of my head. I'd have to go through and look. But I don't remember seeing him. Not outright. No. That's a good question. I think I don't have it, but I think Shannon has. He's even much more of a Crisis fanatic than I am. He's got some really good like an omnibus and stuff like that about it, and I'm sure that it lists somewhere. It's got a list who has appeared in it, who did appear in it, and that would be the way to go to get that. Maybe I can get him to check and see if Immortal Man was in Crisis or not, or he may know it off the top of his head, because him, he's got the knowledge, So between him and the Professor Eric Breen, man, they got the knowledge. So something I do not have. Scotty says, Warrior Woman. She look like a man. Wow, those broad shoulders. Jason says, Crisis after gave us the best. Oh, jeez. Gave us the best Flash, Wally West, right? Oh, boy. He's really sticking it in today. You're killing me, Jason. Uh-oh, I hit my mouse wheel, and now I lost track of there I am. Okay. Doesn't take much to throw me off track. Ranger Sly says, love the Invaders and those Jack Kirby covers. Too bad he never drew any stories. Yeah, that would have been a bonus, wouldn't it? If he'd have done some of those interiors. Man, oh man. I'm right there with you, Ranger. Absolutely. Michael Taylor says, very cool books, Ron, especially those Invaders. Always liked them. Yeah. It took a while. I was never a big fan of Frank Robbins' artwork around that time. But the stories and stuff, they grow on you. They grew on me, actually, I should say. So, yeah. Jason says, R.C. Kohler over either Pepsi or Coke. R.C. Kohler. That's still a thing? R.C. Kohler is still around? Hey, the Jackson Roykirk has joined us. How you doing, Jackson? He says, howdy, folks. Great to have you with us once again, sir. Hope your Saturday's going well. Thanks for joining the Peanut Gallery. Let's see. Scotty says, cherry Pepsi and mango Pepsi are sweet. Mango Pepsi? That's a new one. Holy cow. They're just expanding their Pepsi line. Cherry Pepsi, I can see. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Jackson. And Jackson replies with Hobbs. Michael Taylor says, in the early 80s, that price guide had a very cool cover of the Invaders. I bought it when I used to go to a comic store in the early 80s. Yeah, I used to buy all those overstreet price guides when they come out. I probably only have, I got a couple right there. I think I probably only bought maybe about 6, and then I stopped buying them. So I don't know why I stopped buying them. Probably just because I decided to spend that money on comics. Michael Taylor says, "Hey, Jackson." Scotty says, "Why buy Reese's if you don't like chocolate? Just get a jar of peanut butter and a spoon and have at it." That's what we do. Well, I have been known to do that. Just the other night, I did that. And I also, this will really get you if you, with your comment there about if you don't like chocolate. I had a Nestle Crunch bar, and I was breaking up bits of it and then dipping it into peanut butter, Jiffy peanut butter. So, yes, I never claimed to be, running down the normal lane. Jackson Roy Kirk says, "Hey, Michael." And Scotty says, "By the way, Peter Pan peanut butter is the best." I think we use Jif. I think it's Jif is the one we use. And I don't know. I don't notice that much difference in peanut butters. I've tried other peanut butters, and I don't know that much difference in taste. But that could just be me. And RDV is here. How you doing, RDV? He says, "Hey," and he's giving away. And Michael Taylor says, "Hey, RDV." Diabetic Superman says they have a Reese's Zero Sugar mini cups. Right. Oh, wow. What are they, like little tiny, like M&M size mini Reese's cups? That might be worth looking into. Thank you for that, DS. Appreciate that, man. Now you got me curious. Double A says, "From the Invaders, the android torch was sort of a Frankenstein because he was man-made. More interesting than the FF torch." The android torch. That was Professor Horton's guy, right? What was his name? Didn't he have a name? Man, I'm drawing a blank. I am drawing a blank on the original Human Torch, the synthetic man. Man, I'm drawing a blank. I'm sure one of you guys will help me. Pull me out of the funk. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, "Choosy mothers and choosy Jacksons choose Jif peanut butter." There you go. RDV says, "Maranya's internet is still out. She's not sure when it's coming back. She says she misses everyone." Oh, well, when you talk to her, you let her know that we miss her as well. She is sorely missed here. And I didn't get a chance to this past week, but I am going to get on her Instagram and send her a message today. If I do nothing else, I am going to do that. So, because she is missed, and I hope everything else is going well as well. So, thank you for that update, RDV. Appreciate that, sir. The Jackson Rourke says, "RDV, let her, we miss her." Yeah, let her know we miss her. Yes, absolutely, Jackson, you are correct. So, Scotty says, "Humpty Dumpty was a grocery store. Yeah, like Piggly Wiggly and Winn-Dixie. Great stores." Cool beans. I kind of figured that was the case. Michael says you're missed as well, Maranya. Yes, Michael. Thank you for putting that out there because she is missed very much so. Scotty says, "I love Impulse. He's hilarious." I don't know enough. I never cared enough about the character to learn anything about the character. I don't know what that says about me. I'm a Flash snob. I'm a Barry Allen guy. Oh, let's see. Where did I go? There we go. RDV says, "Best tasting root beer is A&W." I can't disagree there. I can't disagree with you. If I want root beer, A&W is my first go-to. Barks is okay, but A&W is the first one. If I'm having an ice cream sundae or an ice cream float rather, A&W, baby, A&W, and their A&W cream soda tops as far as cream soda goes for me. Absolutely great stuff. So Mike Taylor says that's for sure, Maranya. Oh, cool beans. August says, and don't forget Barry Allen's Rogue Gallery, especially the Mirror Master. Remember when he turned the Flash into a slab of glass? Yes, sir. Into the mirror. I know Batman has a quite a rogues gallery and whatnot, but I just always thought Barry Allen's Flash's rogues gallery was more interesting. They were to me. You know, I'm sure I know they're not going to be to everybody, but for me, if I had Batman's group versus the Flash's group, I wanted to read about Flash's group because I just thought they were more interesting, unique characters. You know, so I don't know. What does that say about me? I don't know. RDV says best tasting orange soda is Crush. Let's see, orange soda, Crush, yeah. That's pretty much all we had around here. I mean, there's some, smaller companies that put out orange sodas that weren't bad around here, but for the most part, Crush was Orange Crush and Grape Crush. I love the Grape Crush too. So, the Jackson Roykirk says Pat's his prostate. Tough luck, buddy. Take another sip of coffee. Okay. He's living on the edge. You do it, Jackson. You do it, brother. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Scotty says, the smell of coffee, hated the taste until I became a lifeguard at 5 a.m. in an indoor pool. Warm, sleepy. See, I'm more of a hot chocolate guy. We go to a coffee shop here about 20 minutes away, and because they just have a lot of cool eats there, like for snacks and stuff like that, like banana bread and lemon bread and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. But it's a coffee shop. But I never get coffee. They make the best hot cocoa I've ever had in my entire life. And I've had a lot of hot cocos in my life, but they make the best. It tastes like a deluxe chocolate cake melting in your mouth in liquid form. It's just so good. Oh my goodness. And I have that year round. I just had one a couple weeks ago. It's not just for winter anymore. They used to say breakfast. It's not just for breakfast anymore, or whatever, cereal, whatever. But no, it's not. I just like hot cocoa, man. They're hot cocoa. So, and we have hot cocoa here, Nestle hot cocoa, but it's not the same as theirs. So, but cool beans. And Michael throws down the line once again. So, what do you say? I got some more. And speaking, this is perfect. Man, I couldn't do this any better. We were talking about Green Lantern. I had Green Lantern. We were talking about Captain Action. I had a Captain Action right there. Now, we were talking about the Human Torch, right? The synthetic man. And here we go with Fantasy Masterpieces number 11 with the Human Torch. All these square bonds. This is the last issue of Fantasy Masterpieces under the Fantasy Masterpieces title, because after this, it changed. Let me just find a way to put that. Okay. Let's see. It became, I have this in there, and I'm not sure this is This is number one of the Marvel superheroes. It's like an annual type of deal, if I'm not mistaken. Square bound, pretty cool. But let's see. Now, getting back to the story, Fantasy Masterpieces then became Marvel Superheroes. And this is issue number 12, and it features the first appearance of Captain Marvel. The Marvel Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel. So another square bound. These are all pretty much square bounds. And if you've watched this show at all, you know that Shannon and I are in love with square bound goodness, man. 25-cent square bound sweetness. Here is number 13. Continuing the Captain Marvel story. And then with number 15, we got a solo story with Medusa of the Inhumans. And number 16, we got the Phantom Eagle. I think maybe this was supposed to be their Marvel's answer to Enemy Ace. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm back. Great cover right here. Great cover. Great cover alert. This is number 17, The Black Knight solo story. Love that cover, man. And number 18 presents the original Guardians of the Galaxy. All those classics, Vance, Astro, and Charlie 27, Martin X, and Yondu. And number 19 presents a solo story of Kazar, or Kazar, as some people pronounce it Kazar. I always pronounce it Kazar. So, and in honor of Shannon and the duplicate copy syndrome, there we go. It wouldn't be a show if we weren't breeding ourselves. There we go. This is another. I just like this cover. And it's nothing really super spectacular, but it's just neat. And I think it's just probably the subject. Number 20. And it's Dr. Doom. And number 21, we bring in a whole cast of characters here. Marvel Superheroes 21. It's got the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Submariner, Giant Man, Wasp, Cyclops, the Angel, Iceman, the Beast, the Marvel Girl. And some reprint action. These were so much fun as a kid because they were just jam packed. They're akin to the giants of DC, the DC 80-page giants, and then later on the 100-page super spectaculars, where they're just crammed full of stories and heroes and just great stuff. Here's number 22. And at the time, it was great because as a kid, I was still learning about the X-Men, and still learning a lot about these characters. So it was, these stories were just, they were just great. It was all new and fresh. to me. Even though it might have been a reprint, I didn't have that issue. So to me, it was like a new story. You know, all of them were new stories. Here we go with number 23. More X-Men and Daredevil down there. So it was just wonderful to open up these books and get all these colorful stories of these heroes that I was learning about. Here we go with number 24, again with Daredevil. Like I said, they're all 25-cent square bounds, so they are jam-packed. Here we go with number 25. I love these split covers like this. Number 26. It's got the Dancing Hulk, which would later become like an iconic corner box figure in there. The Dancing Hulk is what they call him, I guess. The Dancing Hulk. He looks like he's doing the Charlton. Oh, let's see here. Hold on. My nose feels like it's running. All righty. Here we go with number 27. You got Hulk front and center. Another split cover. Number 28. Iron Man and Daredevil. Number 29, again with Iron Man and Daredevil stories. Number 30, again, Iron Man, Daredevil. This just fun stuff, man. Every time I see these, it just puts a smile on your face, man. Number 31, big 64 pages. Iron Man and Daredevil once more. And this is the last of the 25-cent issues. Square-bound 25-cent issues, I should say. Because the very next issue, they went to their new format, which was 20 cents. And it went to featuring reprints of Hulk and Submariner. Basically, reprints of Tales to Astonish. So this is number 32, and they went to, like I said, a regular size issue featuring Tales to Astonish reprints. From here on. So there we go. We'll jump back in, see what's going on. And thank you once again for the line, Michael. Appreciate that. Jason says, Scotty, loved Bart as Impulse. Hated his 12 issues run as the Flash. Oh, they tried to put him as the Flash too? Get out of here with that noise. Scotty says, he was the Flash, but he's a kid. I don't know much about 2011 to now. Was that recent? Yeah, I don't remember him being the Flash, but who knows? Werewolf by lunchtime says coffee may be bad for you, but it tastes so good. Gonna get me an expensive coffee machine soon. There you go. There you go. We all got those vices that they tell us aren't good for you, but doggone, we like them, So Scotty says, so if I watch Westworld, I liked Westworld, the movie. Is that sci-fi or Western? Does not compute. The original Westworld movie was awesome. I saw only a few episodes of the TV series. It looked good, but I just didn't watch it enough to stay with it. And then I think they changed the time or whatever, and I couldn't find it. And then it just fell off my television watching radar. But the movie was great. I remember the movie from the 70s. That was awesome. Yul Brynner, baby. Yul Brynner as that robot gunfighter. Very cool. And of course, it was like kind of patterned somewhat after the Magnificent Seven. Yul Brynner in the Magnificent Seven. So, RDV says, I got an hour until Rod sees my first message. I'm sorry, RDV. It just, that's the way it goes here. We like to take our time and check out what everybody says and give everybody a fair shot at saying something, giving a voice to them. So hopefully you'll forgive me. I'm probably going slower than I usually do. So I apologize. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, right? RDV says he doesn't show books. If he doesn't show books, it might be earlier. Scotty says, I still have my surfboard, but I'm too heavy to surf. I would sink like a battleship. I probably would have done that years ago if I'd have tried. I would have sunk like a rock. Double A says, I know what you mean, RDV. I have to wait for mine too. I'm sorry. Michael Taylor says, I always say I'm going to go to the beach at least one time in the summer. Never do, though. RDV says, I'm typing this at 11:11. And it's taken me over an hour to get to you. I apologize. I mean, do you guys want us to change the format? Do you want us not to read each chat? I'd be curious to, take like a little impromptu poll. Because Shannon and I have talked about it before. And we're open to suggestions. If you guys feel that you just want to, we could just throw them up and you can read them, and we'll continue going and showing books or whatever. Don't be afraid to speak up and suggest that, because like I said, we're open to suggestions, and we've talked about it. We're just not sure you guys want to do that. If you guys, the majority of you want to do that, then we can always look at changing the format for you. So Scotty says, you should go before the beaches are all gone, Michael. Werewolf says, living in Perth, Australia, I am so close to so many beautiful beaches, but I never go to them because I don't want to be eaten by the creatures that live in them. Michael says, I used to love getting beach toys growing up. Oh, yeah. There was all kinds of cool beach toys. We used to make, the typical pail. You get the little pail, plastic pail, and make like a castle, around. Fun stuff. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Brian Wilson had nothing to do with Kokomo. I did not know that. I would not have known that. The Jackson Rocker says you'd probably catch fire in the sun anyway. Hobbs. Oh no. The Jackson Rocker says I would too. He says. He also says by the time Kokomo came out, the Beach Boys were beach reaching retirement age men. Yes, I could see that. Michael Taylor says, very cool, Weird War Tales Giant. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, my friend. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, that's werewolves. Don't like the sun, Jackson. Or sharks. And he also says they have shark alerts on the news over here. Wow. We don't run into too many sharks up here on our coast. Maybe killer crabs. I don't know. But not too many sharks that I'm aware of. Very rarely do you hear anything like that up these waters. Maybe because they're too cold up here. I don't know. Too cold. The water's too cold for them. Michael says, werewolf. Yes, I think that was when Wilson wasn't traveling with the band as much. And Diabetic Superman says, be back later. Okie doke, DS. Have a good day. And Southern Comic Geek says, Richard Dragon, Kung Fu Fighter. All those jokers, Kung Fu fighting. Those cats are fast as lightning. It's a funny story. That song that you're referencing, Kung Fu fighting. I was in the car with a van with my son, and I was listening to an oldie station. And, of course, they started playing that. You can hear the intro. So I know what this song is, and I know the timing of the intro. And my son is sitting there, and we're just driving down the road, and I'm waiting, and I'm humming along with the thing. I'm waiting, and everybody was, when they broke into everybody was Kung Fu fight. I did this whole thing like this, freaked him right out. Scared. He jumped right out of his chair, right out of his seat. Oh, my gosh, that was funny. I still remember that. Oh, that was hysterical. So every time I think of Kung Fu fighting the song, that's my first thought now, is me and my son going down the road and me scaring the dickens out of him. Michael Taylor says, very cool Star Spangled War Stories dinosaur cover. Yes, sir. Thanks, Michael. Double A says, as I recall, Wilson had a serious illness during that time, Michael. And Michael says, very cool Batman 100 page, super spectacular. Always liked that cover. Yeah, that's one of those ones that I remember from my childhood specifically. So very cool indeed. The Jackson Rocker says, coming up short. I didn't know Breen was in the chat. Uh-oh. Starting right off. Boom. Missing Mars says, thumbs up the video if you like. Thank you, Double M. Appreciate that, my friend. Double A says, those reprints were the first time I saw the Golden Age Doll Man. He fought the Undertaker. Remember him, Rod? The Golden Age Doll Man, I remember. But when I think of the Undertaker, I'm thinking the wrestler guy. So I can't remember. Now, which reprints are you referring to? The reprints in Fantasy Masterpieces? Because Dollman was who was Dollman? Dollman was it Fawcett in the Golden Age? And then later on, they did something with him with Super Comics and put out a couple issues of him. And then somehow he wound up in DC. But I don't remember him in a Dollman in a Marvel book. So you got me on this one, Double A. You got me stumped on this one. Scotty says, I'm back. Hey, welcome back, Scotty. Michael Taylor says, Double A. Yes, I think some of them weren't getting along. Oh. Scotty says, maybe Mattel will make women's superpower figures. Yeah, you don't see too many of those. You might see a Sue Storm or Miss Marvel, maybe. But you don't see too many of the women's superpower figures, or really too many of the superwomen figures. I think I have a Medusa figure. Of course, I got a Wonder Woman, a couple Wonder Woman ones. Yeah. Very curious. Let's see. I'm one of us says cool comics. I always like seeing your comics, Dr. Silver. Well, thank you so much. I'm one of us. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and hanging out in the Peanut Gallery. I look forward to seeing you in there every week. So thank you very much, sir. And I can tell you he's laying down the line again. Let's see. Do I have anything left to show? I think I've gone through all this. Oh, I got some Strange Tales. If you want to see some Strange Tales. Let me just get these in a situation where I can. There we go. All right. But it's probably be the last stack. What is it? It's already 12:22. And Rob Triple C, Cheap Comic Collectors, getting ready to start his auction coming up. So everybody's got to grab a front row seat, get over there, and get some good comics at his auction. Triple C, Cheap Comic Collector. So, all right, Michael, here we go. Let's see, Strange Tales. This we're going to start off. I just grabbed where I stopped before. We start with 133. And these were featuring Doctor Strange in one story, and The Thing and Human Torch in another. And again, I love the split covers like this because of these type of books. Tales to Astonish, Tales of Suspense, you know. So there's 134. Enter the Watcher. Kind of looks like the Kingpin there. Don't you think? And number 135, the beginning of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra. Hail Hydra. Here's 136. And poor old Doctor Strange, he gets relegated to a really small area on the cover. And with number 137, it gets smaller. Poor Doctor Strange. And now he's not even on the cover except for the corner box in 138. And number 139, Nick is still monopolizing the covers. $140, the end of Hydra. I don't think so. And 141, Operation Brain Blast. And 141. This is 142. For a second there, I thought I was missing one. And let's see, 143, To Free a Brain Slave. Is there anybody else in the book? We don't know. Just up here in the corner. Number 144 with Day of the Druid. Hey, look, Doctor Strange is on the cover. He's a floating head. If you think Doctor Strange is the only mystic in this mag, wait till you see the Day of the Druid. This always kills me whenever I see it. 145, and the thing, you know how Thor. I love Thor. The titles of their stories. You know, lo and behold, or lo comes the destroyer. Well, his how they do things in Strange Tales. Lo, the eggs shall hatch. It just seems like what? Shakespeare on the farm? What? I don't know. There we go. We got Doctor Strange finally gets back to the cover, gets the cover all to himself on 146. He's got eternity to share it with. And 147, they're swapping him out with Nick. He's back on the cover. The Enemy Within. Looks like AIM is taking aim at him. Ba-dum-bum. Good night, folks. Thanks for coming. I'm here all week. And we go with 148, Doctor Strange. They're now alternating their covers. Enter Kalu. Number 149, The End of AIM. Strange Tales 150. Got Doctor Strange on the cover. Exit Kalu. Enter Umar. Or Umar, depending on how you say it. I got two more. We got 151 with Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. on the cover. The Moment of Overkill. And we'll end this group with 152. And this one is signed by Jim Steranko. I don't know if you can see his Jim Steranko's autograph. His signature is right there. There you go. So, cool beans. So, cool beans. That's a good way to end it with a little Steranko signed book. Cool beans. All right, let's jump back and see what the Peanut Gallery is up to. Thank you once again, Michael. Appreciate you providing the line all day and keep me in line. Thank you so much, sir. And Jason says, I agree, Rod. No more Superman and Batman figures. Give me Nightwing, Guy Gardner, Warrior. Give me Lobo. Yeah, there you go. I would go along with those. I would get a Guy Gardner Warrior one. I'd probably get a Lobo one. Why not? Those would be cool. But I love those obscure characters that don't get a lot of book time, as it were, you know. But if he goes to Marvel, if he does Marvel ones, there's several Marvel characters that I'd love to see done. You know, I'd love to see a total Inhumans group. You know, give me Karnak, Give me Gorgon. Give me. I've already got a Medusa one. I've got a Triton one. Give me a decent Black Bolt. You know, that would be. I think that would be cool. You know, give me some. What do they call them? Doggone it! Not horoscope. Oh, I can't think of the group's name now. Well, I'd like to see some of the Wrecking Crew. They did put out a Wrecking Crew group a while back. It was okay, but I'd like to see them done really nice. And McFarlane could do it and get all four of the Wrecking Crew. You know, I think that would be cool. Give me a really nice Silver Surfer. You know, give me a Golden Age Human Torch and Toro. You know, give me the Invaders. You know, there's so much they could do, but I know what they'll do is they'll go for they'll be up teen zillion Spider-Man ones, you know, Wolverine ones, Punisher ones. Maybe not Punisher so much now, but no, he's still hot. But you know, but those ones, it's like, no man, don't give us some of the other ones. You know, that's just me though. Could be just me. Werewolf by Lunchtime says Liberty Bell figure would do. Yeah, there you go. That's a great one. We were talking about that. What was it, last week? I think a Liberty Bell figure and make it a twofer. A Liberty Bell figure and along with Tomahawk. Right? That would be great. That would be so cool. You know? Oh wow. That would be that would be awesome. You know? I'm right there with you, Werewolf. Or a collection of all the Justice Society. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can pick up I've got several of the individual ones, but it would be nice to have a group, you know. And I got to admit though, I'm tired of the build a figure where they, if you buy these 5 or 6 expensive figures, then you can build one that we're not selling, but you have to buy out. Oh man, I hate that gimmick. You know, just put the figure out there and I'll decide whether I want to buy it. If it's bigger than the other ones, that's cool. You know, if I want to spend the money, if it's cool enough, I'll buy it. You know, RDV says, I just want Batman animated series figures. I got Man Bat from that series, a Batman animated series, and I got the Creeper from that series. But I don't know. They might be boxed away. I might have those boxed away. But I mean, they had Batman, Nightwing, and in fact, I think I had him over here. I had somebody. I think that's one of them. I think that's one, but I had another one. I thought I had a Nightwing here. Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's a Nightwing, but I don't know if that was from that series. Probably not. So, but anyway. But yeah, I could go with that, RDV. Yeah. Double A says, Michael, the band that was really dysfunctional was the Kinks. They were always at each other's throat. I do not know much about the Kinks at all. I couldn't tell you a song that they sang. I don't think they were on my musical radar at the time they were popular. So I don't know. Psychotronic Squirt Gun, Aaron, how you doing, man? He says, hey, Rod, what's up, Peanuts? Great to have you with us, Aaron. Hope everything's going well over there on the West Coast. Hope you're not getting the rain that we're getting. So, hope the sunshine. Great to have you with us once again, sir. Cool beans. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, squirt. And Higgy Pop says, Gunner! And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, August, they are apparently working on new material. And Missing Mars says, Beach Boys, Endless Summer. There you go. Endless Summer. Yes, you are right, Double M. That's the album I got. Endless Summer. And I played that. I played that and played that. Man. Oh, it was great. It was great. And Jay Lucien is hey, Jay, how you doing, man? He says, good morning. And good morning to you, sir. Hope everything's going well on your Saturday morning so far. He says, nah. I'm not sure what that is. yeah. Okay, must be a private joke between the two. Okay, because Jackson is replying with a yeah. And Psychotronic Quick Gun Aaron says, what up, JRK and Higgy? Higgy saying, hey to Jay. And August is saying, that's news to me, Werewolf. Thanks for the update. Cool beans. And Jay says, Higgy. Scotty says, my brain was typing, how are you doing, Robinsons? But my fingers typed, don't. And Aaron says, please hit the like button, friends. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate that, my friend. He says, Michael Taylor says, Double A, I forgot which member, but he wanted to stay with the Beach Tunes, but the rest of them wanted to change their style. Oh. And RDV says, number 48 of which facsimile? Number 48 was Fantastic Four facsimile with the first appearance of Galactus. The Coming of Galactus. That was what that was in reference to. And the Jackson Rourke, he's ahead of me. He's already given you the answer. There you go. And Scotty says, I'm the same. I don't like trade paperbacks, but I'll read them if I can't get the floppies. I always end up breaking the spine on trade paperbacks, and images and pages fall out by the time I'm done with it. Yes, I hear you. Hold on a second.
I'm leaving the sky. We'll go in the shop.
Okie dokie.
We might go out for lunch. I'm not sure.
Okie doke.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Have fun. Love ya.
Say hi to everybody.
Everybody says hi. That was my wife, the terrific Tamra. She says hi to everybody.
Tamra the terrible.
That coffee shop that I was talking about, that's where they're going. They're going right now to that coffee shop. So, all righty. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, yeah, if I'm going to get a reprint, I'll get the trade. There you go. It's whatever works for you. Whatever works for you, right? So Scotty says, I read the Ultimate X-Men 1 through 12 in a trade paperback, and it survived because $5 for it was cheaper than $12 for 12 floppies, if you can find them in the dollar bin. Yeah, I understand the money aspect of it. Absolutely, I do. I'm like I said, my whole thing is I'm just an old fart. So I'm used to one thing, and that's what I like, and I got used to, and so it has a lot of nostalgia, a lot of memories for me. So that's pretty much why I'm a I don't even like to call them like single issues, So for me, floppies. When I hear people talking floppies, I'm thinking the old floppy disks for the computers. Remember those? That's what I'm thinking of when you hear people mention floppies. That's what I'm thinking of. Scotty says, good stories? Killing off characters is easy. Yeah, yes, I agree. I want good stories rather than killing characters off. That's all I want. All I want. RDV says there is no foil for 48, just a variant cover. There you go. There's your answer right there. Thank you, RDV. Thank you so much. Because I didn't know. I didn't see one there at my comic shop, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one. So thank you for providing that answer. Appreciate that, my friend. Jason says, I have the Confessor action figure too. Yeah, there you go. Cool beans. Do you have any of the other ones? Because I never saw any of the other ones, Jason. I only saw the Confessor one, and that's why I snagged that. Is because I didn't see it, and I knew it was going to be an obscure thing. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I've been collecting the EC trades, 30-ish, $30, with amazing stories. Yes, they do have great stories. I bought one original EC comics from the 50s, and it was $800. Ouch. But at least I have one. I know that feeling, though. I know that feeling. You want to have at least one in your collection. I understand that. I was the same way with getting a Captain Marvel book from the Golden Age and getting a Golden Age Ghost Rider comic. I wanted one of each of those in my collection. So I could see what it was like an actual comic of theirs was like from that time period and everything, and just the paper, the ads, the drawing, everything about it. You wanted to experience the whole thing because it was way before my time. But I totally get it, Werewolf. Totally get it, man. Scotty says, that explains why she, the wife, who is in charge of the subs, didn't have it. Aha. And Scotty says, Green Lantern. Ooh, he loves Green Lantern. Well, that's cool beans. All right. RDV says, you are way behind in the chat. I'm typing this on Saturday. It'll be Sunday by the time you read this. Yes, RDV. I don't know why you put up with me. Leadpain, hey Greg, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us, sir. Always cool to see you in the Peanut Gallery. Thank you so much. Hope your Saturday's going well. Hey, fellas, he says, heading out for the day. So everyone have a great weekend, and I'll catch up on the rewind rod. That's awesome, Greg. Thank you so much, man. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Enjoy the weekend, my friend. And RDV says, have a good day, lead. Michael Taylor says, very cool Green Lantern Flash cover. Yeah, anytime Flash and Green Lantern got together, it was pretty cool for me because I got two cool heroes in there, and one of them being my favorite DC guy, The Flash. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, it will literally be Sunday where I am when he reads this, RDV. Only 24 minutes to go. You guys are ruthless today. IDV says, Michael, you didn't rank that cover properly. Try again. Michael Taylor says, Rod, remainder copy. I have a Golden Age Captain Marvel Jr. like that. Yeah. I just always wanted to have one, because it's for comic book collectors. Old farts like me, you know the character. We've had the character in our lifetime in comics and whatnot, but I wanted to just experience it and have one from the original time period of original run and whatnot, that back in the Golden Age, so very cool. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Michael. And Scotty says, Tattooed Man. I recently read early GL Volume 3 with him in it. Guy was picking a fight with him, and he just wanted to go clean. I think I remember that story now that you mention that. That sounds very familiar. That he was trying to go clean. So, very cool, Scotty. RDV says he's laughing his butt off Werewolf by Lunchtime. I didn't know the Tattooed Man went back that far. I had a 1980-ish comic of GL with Tattoo Man in it, only showing his arm on the cover. He was in the shadows, and GL up above fighting monsters. Yeah, he's been around for quite a while in GL's Rogues Gallery. And Double A says that Green Lantern you showed is the one that has Bill Baggett, who actually stole Green Lantern's ring. Remember? I do not remember that. That it's probably been it's probably been decades since I read that book. So I wish I could say, yes, I remember that, but I don't. But very cool, though. Man, how do you keep all this knowledge in your head, Double A? I don't know how folks can do it. I marvel at, Eric Breen and Shannon being able to do that. I can't. I don't have that anymore. I might have been able to do that when I was in my 30s, maybe into my 40s. But after that, it was just like gone. Short-term memory. What? And the comic collector is with us. Hey, man, great to have you with us, sir. Hope everything is going well. The comic collector. And always good to see. Wow, I'm saying always good to see you. And I think you've been here before. If not, then welcome to the Peanut Gallery. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoy. So, and Michael Taylor says, fantastic Green Lantern pterodactyl cover. I hope to get that issue eventually. Yes, I know you like pterodactyls, my friend. Yes, sir, Bob. And Michael Taylor says, very cool Green Lantern 32. Yeah, I like those old Green Lanterns. Those are pretty neat. The comic collector says, wow, amazing Green Lanterns. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Well, Michael, he's throwing down the line, but I've gone through all the books I've pulled to show, unfortunately, and it's already 1:15. So I'm gonna have to pass on that, and we'll get through the chat. And I'm sure everybody wants to probably get over there to see Triple C and his auction. So, but thank you so much, Michael, for providing the line today. In the absence of Maranya, we greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much. And Higgy Pop says, thanks for sharing all those Green Lantern gems, Rob. Have a great weekend, amigo. You too, Higgy. You take care. Enjoy the weekend, my friend. Hardest working man in videos right there. Double A. That issue with Alan Scott is very important because it had the origin of the renegade Owen Krona. And I think that was also something to do, wasn't that the first Silver Age appearance of Alan Scott, I think, as well? If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think so. Michael Taylor says, very cool Green Lanterns, Rob. Well, thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, man. Werewolf says, gotta go, guys. Just ate a massive pizza and it made me sleepy. Take care. Love to all. And thank you so much, Werewolf, for hanging out with us again, man. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend and a great week to follow. Hopefully we'll see you back here next week. And Shannon will be back and we'll do it all over again. And hopefully we'll get to you a little quicker. Double A says, take care, Werewolf. Mike Taylor says, speaking of Solomon Grundy, I hope they do a facsimile of All American Comics first appearance of. Oh, I'd be picking that up. Absolutely. Love Solomon Grundy. Very cool. So, yes, sir, Michael, I'm right along with you there. That would be nice. Scotty says they would have done that during the Stargirl TV run. They should have done that during the Star. Yeah, that was pretty cool to see him on there. A little CGI. That was pretty neat. That was a really good series. I wished it had lasted longer because they really did a lot of stuff true to the comics. That was pretty cool. The whole Eclipso thing and everything. That was just awesome. That was when I had him in that costume with the hat, the funky hat. That was cool, man. I was marking out big time. And Michael Taylor says, "You too, Werewolf." Michael Taylor says, "Werewolf, that's what's happening when you eat carcasses." Scotty says, "Did Crisis include Invisible Man? Because I don't remember seeing him too." I do not know. I remember not seeing him. Michael Taylor says, "You're killing Rod, guys." Oh, Michael Taylor says, growing up, RC Cola was usually on the dinner table. I think they still make it, Rod. Wow, I haven't seen an RC Cola in a while. any RC, because they used to make a bunch of different sodas, right? If I'm not mistaken, they were around for. I remember seeing them in like the 70s, I think. And Scotty says, if you want a Reese's pie, you mix peanut butter with crushed graham crackers and add chocolate on top. You mix peanut butter with crushed graham crackers and add Wow, that actually sounds good. That actually sounds good, Scotty. I might have to try that on a much smaller scale, maybe like a spoonful first to try that. Wow. That's what my mom did to make the pie. The pie of it was spot on. Yeah, I know, like, to the coffee shop that my wife and my daughter are going to right now, they have it's like a cheesecake Reese's, what do they call it? Peanut butter pie, I think is what they call it, peanut butter pie. And that's what it is. It's more like a cheesecake type of thing, but it tastes like Reese's. I'm sure that's one of them is probably going to get that. Probably my daughter, because she likes Reese's as much as I do. So thanks for that, though, because I might try that. Get some graham crackers and try that. Michael Taylor says, Scotty, growing up, I ate Peter Pan. Peter Pan had good good peanut butter. So, like I said before, I've tried over the years different peanut butters, but they seem to all taste the same. There was one. It was like an organic peanut butter that's supposed to be healthier for you, not as much sugar or fat in there or something like that. And I tasted that, and it's like, okay, it doesn't have sugar, doesn't have the fat. The other thing it doesn't have is good taste. So that didn't last long in my cupboard. So gone. Mike Taylor says, Jim Hammond. There you go. Thank you, Jim Hammond. Ah, man, that would have driven me crazy too. Because it's trying to think of that's the Human Torch's real name, or that they gave him, or for the synthetic man, Jim Hammond. Very cool. Thank you, Michael. I knew somebody would know it. Scotty says, we got Reese's peanut butter for a while too, but they stopped making it. Now I get honey Peter Pan. I never heard of that. I've heard of Peter Pan, but never a honey Peter Pan. And Scotty says, Jif always tasted so dry. I remember having it, somewhere, and wished I ate just plain bread. I usually like in the mornings, for breakfast, I'll have like an English muffin, toasted English muffin, and I'll put peanut butter in the middle, make like a peanut butter sandwich with the thing. That's usually my typical breakfast. And I think it's Jeff that we got right now that we use. And I enjoy it. I don't know. I just enjoy it. Once in a while, I'll get Nutella and put Nutella with the peanut butter in there. And boy, don't that taste good. But I can't do that a whole lot. So Mike Taylor says, Android Torch later became the Vision. Yes, he did. That was a great storyline in Avengers, going through all that. That was a really great storyline. I remember that I got my off the racks on those issues. Those are great story. Mike Taylor says, Rod, Jim Hammond was the android. Yes, sir. You are correct. And Double A says, yes, correct, Michael. And Michael Taylor says, Spider-Man Gallery as well. Yes. Michael Taylor says, Jackson, good one. And Jason says, Scott, I believe we at Market Basket still carry Reese's peanut butter. Really? I don't remember ever trying that. I can't remember. I don't recall ever trying it. One thing I do, I get at Market Basket, Jason, is the snowflake rolls. Oh, those are so good. They're the closest thing there used to be a bakery in Somersworth, Pearl's Bakery, and they used to make a dinner roll, and it was moist and so good. Those snowflake rolls at Market Basket are the closest thing to those Pearl's rolls that I've found in all my years since Pearl's closed. So that's love to go there and get those. So Scotty says, I can't recall the last time I saw it. He also says, I shop at Food Lion and Walmart for groceries and Dollar General if I'm not feeling like dealing with tourists. There you have like dealing with the tourists. And wait, it says here, man, my eyes are bad this morning. Here you have to hit the grocery stores at 6 a.m. while the tourists sleep. My son, that's the philosophy my son has. My son goes to the grocery store, to like the Walmart grocery store, and he'll go at like 6 in the morning. So, yeah. Mike Taylor says, always like fantasy masterpieces. The Golden Age Torch and the Glass Tube was one of my favorite books. Yeah. And tell me, if you saw it, you had to have seen it in the Captain America, the first Avenger movie, when they go to the World's Fair, and there's the thing. It says the synthetic man, Professor Horton's synthetic man. It's like, I was like in the movie theater, I'm going, it's the Human Torch. It's the Human Torch. I'm saying it to myself under my breath. It's the Human Torch. I know who that is. It was like marking out big time. And Michael also says the cover was number 9, I think. Yeah, I think the rest of them are still in the box over there. So yeah, they had some really good covers on that. I Am One of Us says this would not be CBM without duplicates. You are correct, sir. Absolutely. There's got to be some breeding going on. And August says, although I have multiple figures of the Human Torch, of the Fantastic Four torch, I cannot get the figurine of the Android torch. Most likely too pricey to afford. I don't suppose Rod has it, or does he? No, I do not. I do not have a figure of the Android torch. As far as I knew, there was none that I've ever seen made, because I would be interested in getting one of that. That would be a unique thing, and I love that. So no, I've never seen one. So that would be pretty cool, though. I think I have a Human Torch one from the Fantastic Four cartoon line, but I can't see them all. So, but yeah, no, I'm not aware of an Android torch. If anybody is, please let us know. Michael Taylor says, Rod, I see a Viewmaster behind you. Love the Viewmaster growing up. Yes, sir. It's a Viewmaster. And hold on a sec. Whoa. This is my old Viewmaster. So it still works. So pretty cool. It's kind of beat up, but pretty neat. And I got just a couple of the reels. I used to have the Marvel superheroes, a lot of the Marvel superhero ones, but now I just have the Hulk with the my favorite villain, the Absorbing Man, and then I have Shazam, Captain Marvel, the original and real Captain Marvel. And the last one I have is this I bought. This is the only one that survived my childhood. Iron Man, Black Widow. So, but those are the only three I got. I keep looking every once in a while. There's still ones out there I'd love to get, like Thor, Captain America, Fantastic Four. They have a Green Hornet one. I'd love to get that one, but that's too pricey. Anything your Green Hornet is pricey nowadays. So, but yep, you got good eyes, Michael. Eagle eye. Jason says, "Oh, Scotty is the guy in our store." Scotty is the guy in our store at 6 a.m. Hey, Sleepy Rita, how you doing, Damien? Great to have you with us, my friend. He says, "Good morning, everyone." He's got the sun shining. There you go. It's not shining here this morning. We got rain. So, but it's already 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, Michael. I don't have any other stacks out pulled. I went through everything. You had me going good this morning. I got through all the stacks that I pulled. So unfortunately, I don't have anything else left to show, and it's time for me to get going. So we're gonna try and see the rest of the chat here, and then I've got to get good. I've got to make a dump run to the dump with the week's trash and get back and try to clean up some of this mess. I am one of us says, "I love Daredevil in the Marvel superheroes." Cool beans. Awesome. Double A says, "Michael, the only Viewmaster I still have is the Disney Zorro." Cool. That's a cool one, though. And Mike says, "Double A, very cool." Yes, sir. Scotty says, "Aren't all coffee machines expensive?" I do not know because, well, I shouldn't say that because we do. I should know because we do have a coffee machine that never got used. My wife used it for a little while, but then kind of went to the shop and stopped using ours. So I don't know. Can't remember how much it costs though. Mike Taylor says, "Double A, I'll never forget the sound the Viewmaster made as you turn the wheel." Scotty says, "Episodes, there's a TV series of Westworld. I only knew about the movie." Yeah, there was a show on one of the pay channels like HBO or Showtime or something like that. It was there was a Westworld show. It was on for like I think 3 seasons. I know it was at least 2, but I think it was 3 seasons, and it was all about the conspiracy about how the androids were slowly taking over. The AI aspect, I think, was slowly taking over. I only saw a few episodes of it, but it was pretty cool. So yeah, you should definitely look that up. Absolutely, if you're a big Westworld fan, I should say. Jason says, "I know I'm late as far as chat is concerned, but Scotty, I just looked it up. It was 2006 that Bart was the Flash. A year that will live in infamy." Double A says, yes, Michael, the clicking sound, right? Laughing out loud. And Michael says, "Double A, correct." Scotty says, "Oh, I have a few books from 2006, mostly GL. Jason, thanks. I mostly know 75 to 95. And Jason says, "Rod, you're already into golden time on the show. Don't let them get you about being slow on the messages." Oh, no. I enjoy reading them. But I know sometimes it does, take longer than some folks probably want to do. And like I said before, if you guys, if enough of you want us to make the change, we've talked about making a change, and just throwing them up as we're showing books and talking, and doing it that way. So, like I said, don't be shy if that's what you guys would like to see. Scotty says, "I'm cool with this format. I think he was just testing how busy the chat was, not criticizing." I didn't take it in a bad way. No. So I think you're right, Scotty. Double A says, Michael, I don't have the viewing machine, just the reel, so I have to use a magnifying glass to see each picture. Oh no. Scotty says, I like sharks. They taste like chicken. Scotty says, eating Andy Cap's hot fries. Wow, I forgot how hot these were. Love these when I was a kid. They're still making those? Oh my gosh. I remember seeing those in the old neighborhood grocery store. Oh, wow. Double A says, to answer Rod, Dollman was from Quality. Thank you. Company. Later, DC bought Dollman, as you said. Okay, yeah, Quality, which the Quality and Super had something going on, correct? Wasn't because I know, I don't think I still have it out, but I had a Dollman issue, like issue 17 or something like that from Super Comics. So, but I think it might have been a reprint. Scotty says 142. Those two guys were in Micronauts. Jason says shows going to go all week. Yeah, really. That's what it seems sometimes, right? Robert Harrison says happy trails to you until we meet again. Until next time. Bob, thank you so much for joining us in the Peanut Gallery today. Appreciate it, my friend. Stay warm up there. If you get a chance, check out Robert's channel, Robert Harrison 2.0. Every Friday and Saturday, he does puts up videos on music that he plays, old 45s. He also puts up videos about his comic collection. He also does a weekly show, Rick and Bob. They go over some movies that they've watched, music that they listen to. So definitely check him out. Got all kinds of stuff on his channel for you to enjoy. So take care. Scotty says, I still want a Blue Beetles Superpowers figure. They sold out before I could get my fingers on one. Make more. Yeah, I was looking. Yeah, I think I know I got the Superpowers one. I was just trying to see where I put it, though. No. Okay, I just love showing this, so I got to show it again. I look at it all the time. Birdman! How cool is that to have a Birdman Mego figure? Come on, that's just awesome. Who'd have thunk they'd have made a Birdman Mego action figure? Just every time I look at that, man, I smile. And I Birdman in my head. Jason says, Marvel obscure figures. Give me Jamie Madrox in a trench coat. Oh, curse Jamie Madrox. Curse him. Why? Because I need one issue of Fantastic Four giant size annual. I think it's number 8 with him. And for some reason, because he's the one they quote as being, there's a story with Jamie Madrox or whatever. It's like, it's expensive. And it's just like, what? All the other ones are like, $5, $10 maybe. But that one there is more expensive. And it's just like, I've got a coverless copy, but I want to upgrade it and get a nice copy, an upgrade copy. But that, doggone, even when I went to the convention there in Concord, I looked, and they were just outrageously priced. So curse Jamie Madrox. Maybe his action figure would be cheaper. Scotty says, Medusa, Inhumans, those aren't in Superpowers. No, not indeed, no. But I do have some of those Fantastic Four Toy Biz figures. Yes, I got 2 or 3 of them right there on that peg right there. I got Triton. I got High Evolutionary, Mole Man, and the Fear Man or whatever. Can't think of what his name is. I can't pull it far enough for me to see it. So, but yeah, Those were some cool figures too. Scotty also says, I still wanting Marvel action figures of Stingray, yes, and Jack of Hearts, yes. I say this every day. Yes, I'm right there with you. Stingray, yeah, I'd still pick it up, but definitely Jack of Hearts. That would be, that should be McFarlane's first assignment if he goes to the Marvel line. That should be his first assignment. Make that Jack of Hearts. That would be so cool. And Michael Taylor says, very cool, Strange Tales. Great show as always. Had a blast, Rod. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Fellow chatters, have a great weekend and upcoming week. You're welcome, Rod. I enjoy laying down the line. Well, thank you so much, Michael, as always. We appreciate it in the absence of Maranya. And hopefully Maranya will be able to get her internet situation resolved. And be back soon because she is missed. But thank you so much for filling in with the line duties, Michael. Appreciate it very much, my friend. DS says maybe FF figures because of the new movie. That would be interesting. Good thought. Good thought. Scotty says, I haven't seen anything about FF figures for the movie. Are they making them? I haven't seen anything yet either. I did see there's stuff on some cereal boxes because I bought some Reese's Puffs and it has, what do they call it? Oh, one of the decoder. It has like a decoder thing. So you can decode messages and stuff on the back that you cut out. And it's from the Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four movie. It's in conjunction with that. So promoting that. So Scotty says, or are they just preparing for the FF movie to fail so they aren't bothering? Jason says, Diabetic Superman, hold on. Diabetic Superman, will we get Herbie figure soon? Herbie figure due to the movie? Rod loves the cartoon. Oh my God, he's hitting all the buttons today. You're killing me, Jason. Herbie, yes. Oh, I hated Herbie. Where was my Human Torch in that cartoon? Doggone it. Herbie. And get this, I have a Herbie action figure. I can't see it, but I do have one. What was it with? It came with something else. Came with Invisible Woman, I think. But I do have a Herbie. I do have a Herbie, the robot one. Oh my gosh. Scotty says, usually action figures on the pegs are the best advertisement for a movie. I agree. DS says, maybe, not sure. Jay Lucian says, Jackson and his silly code speak. And Scotty says, hi to her. Oh, and saying hi to my wife. Yes. Yes. She said hi to everybody. Thank you. Thank you. And Double A says, well, I have to go now, catch up on the bagging and boarding. Take care, Rod and Gary. Double A, thank you so much, man, for hanging out with us. Again, appreciate it, sir. Come back again and hang out in the peanut gallery anytime. Appreciate it. Take care now. Have a great rest of your week. Scotty says, if you want to save time, you can just ignore. No, we don't ignore anybody. We don't ignore, let alone Jackson. No, sir. We don't ignore anybody. Double A. Michael Taylor says goodbye to Double A. And Jason says, tell Tamara later. I'm glad she liked the songs. Yes, will do. Jason has written several songs with the theme based around comic book memories and me and Shannon. And even he's done some other ones too. I believe he's done one for Maranya and stuff. So it's a lot of fun to listen to his songs. He just sent me like 10 of them the other day, and I finally got to listen to them. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. So keep up the great work, Jason. He says, my favorite thing on the Stargirl TV show was how good they did the shade. Yeah, that was cool too. I mean, it just really was a really well done series. I got to admit that was really good. I really enjoyed it. I just wish it lasted longer. Scotty says, the crushed graham crackers give the PB texture and solidity. Gotcha. It sounds good, man. I got to tell you, Scotty, it sounds good. Jason says, Rod, you want peanut butter pizza? No. No peanut butter on the pizza. The pizza's sacred, man. The pizza is sacred. I'll put onions on it. I'll put extra cheese on it. But that's it. Scotty says, wait, I just realized that he said he ate Peter Pan, not Peter Pan peanut butter. Now I have to wonder if he's a crocodile. Oh my gosh. Michael Taylor says, I had that Shazam Viewmaster reel as well. Oh, cool beans. Cool beans. Do you have any ones left? Do you have any more of your left? Any more master reels? Excuse me for the hiccups. Scotty says, Viewmasters, I remember scenes of American parks, mountains, etc. Something with pixies. I think Batman. Yeah, Batman had one. I used to have that when I was a kid. Mickey Mouse. Remember the movie thing? You crank it and play animation. There used to be a store around here called King's Department Store. And about maybe once a month, we would go there for something. And it was about 30 minutes away from home. We would go there, and my folks would always let me stay either in the toy section, or they had this display with a bunch of little slots, and they had all the Viewmaster reels, and I was fascinated by that. And I would just stand there and just look at them and take them out and read the back of each of them and stuff like that. It was just such a neat, cool display. You know, I always wanted, when I got older, I always wanted to have a display like that where you just, take those and put them all in the little individual slots. It was just so cool. Just another one of those childhood memories that pops into my head every once in a while. Scotty says, AI taking over, so the Westward series is a prophecy of what we are seeing in 2025. It could be. It could be. Whoops. Jason says, all the songs are up on YouTube channel too. Oh, cool. All right, there you go. So check out Jason's AI-generated songs up on YouTube. So if you guys get a chance, definitely check him out and sub him up. Cool beans. Thank you for that, Jason. Appreciate it. We get that out there. Cool beans. Michael says, Rod, all of them have been gone for many years. Yeah, I know. I always hope whenever I hear somebody telling something about that they have, they had something as a kid. I just wonder, do you still have it? Do you still have it? Because there are so many things that I had in my childhood that I wished I'd have kept in good condition and kept, But I didn't. I was a kid. I played with them, man. Played with them hard. So I understand. For many decades, yeah, I got you, brother. I got you. So, did we just jump a whole bunch? Yeah. Oh, it went back up the other way. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us for CBM this week. Next week, I hope to have my brother back, Shannon. Hopefully he'll be back. And then we'll get to do it all over again and have some fun with you guys. I know he misses you guys. So hope everybody has a great weekend and a great rest of your week. Thank you so much. I mean it. We always mean it. We say it. We always mean it. Thank you guys so much because you are the show. We love interacting with you, hearing your stories, sharing your jokes, your laughs, your memories, everything with you guys. So thank you very much. And especially when I'm here alone, you guys help see me through, man. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. So hopefully everybody will be back and we'll do it once again. So everybody take care. We'll see you next week.